Hello everybody, how we doing today? Welcome on in. Good to have y'all out here. Hi. Hellos, happy Mondays. We're doing it. Hi, good to see you. Welcome. We're back for the stream. We're back for the good vibes. We're gonna be building the mountain today because it's Monday, so we might as well. And it's good to have y'all out here. Hi. Hello. Good to have you, my friends. Jinxie, what's going on? Ties, how we doing? Rennington, what's up? May, hello. Economy, what's up? Aromatic Shadow, how we doing? Rainy, what's going on? Annabelle, hi. Hopefully I'm visible now. That's hopefully all good. Cheese Master, what's up? Menina, hi. Arcane Knight, hello. Hope you had a good weekend. I did, yeah. I had a really good weekend. It was good vibes. All that dirt is about to be very handy. Exactly. That's what we're doing, Mandolin. Hope you're doing well today. Megan, hello. How we doing? Welcome on in, friends. Good to have you. Apologies for the long start of the stream. Was running around the house doing some things. Do the doggos like the weekend? They didn't have the best week. I mean, they got a big walk on Saturday morning, but other than that, they were kind of stuck at the house because we were out doing things. So it's one of those weekends. I'm awake. I'm so awake. I'm scrolled too far. We're at roughly 156,000 blocks placed on the mountain right now, according to my math sheet that I have on there. Did the stream just die? Hello? Oh no, it did go back. It did go offline. Are we back? Nope. Again? Not again? Are we dead? What's going on? Where's my... That's no fun. Let me check my internet. My internet seems fine. Let's run a little quick speed test. 1 second. It's back. We back. Are we good? Are we live? Hello? Are we here? It's lagging, but here. If you're watching the stream, just press refresh. If y'all can just spam in the chat and just say if stream lagging, refresh. Someone just redeemed first again. You know, sometimes you get the benefits. Yeah, my internet right now is very fine. I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't die again. Das Gotlos, thank you so much for the 5 gift memberships, my dude. I really do appreciate that. Thank you. I do appreciate it. If stream lag and refresh, yeah. After that ends back in. I don't know what's going on with it. My internet's fine. It's probably the multi-stream service I use. I am actively talking with them about some fixed things. I was supposed to change a few things this morning and I forgot to, so we'll have to do that. Audio's a bit choppy. Try refreshing. I'll just pin it in YouTube. Can I not? Okay, now I can. Like, why can't I do that? I don't know what's going on.
Can you say hi to Cam? He's only 9 and really struggling with anxiety at the moment.
Sarah, thank you for the 28 months, and hi Cam, hope you're doing well. I hope it's all good. Take a moment, you got it. But hi Cam, hope you're having a good day. Hopefully the day's getting better from there. But hi, how you doing? Stream got EP. Yeah, hopefully it's gonna be a little bit better. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully it's fine. That derails everything at the start. You're fine for me. I don't know what's going on. All right, well, we'll see. My friends on YouTube, if you can click the like button, it helps me out a ton. I really do appreciate it. So thank you everybody so very much for doing that. And we've got a lot of stuff ahead of us. Jordan, thanks so much for the dono. Appreciate it. Thank you. If ever given a chance to build a deep dark tree, will you do it? Ooh, deep dark. I don't know why I went to dark oak, but yeah, maybe potentially could. I got something fun to show y'all though. This is apparently a fish. I decided, I was talking on stream on Friday about just doing a little spaceship build, and I found some inspo art online and ended up just going for it yesterday. And this is what I came up with, and everybody on Instagram apparently said it looks like a fish, which I can kind of see. I can kind of see the little bit of a fish to it. I can definitely see where it's coming as fish, but I kind of love it. I'm really happy with how this turned out. We got little booster rockets back here with our amethyst buds. And the back, I feel like I want to retrofit this so it's like a way to get inside, because there's actually a decent amount of space on the inside for the size of this thing. I think it's the color palette. Yeah, I wanted to have like a red stripe and then go for like burnt oranges throughout the rest, and then the big resin for like where the engines are. I thought was kind of fun. Gives Star Wars vibes a little bit. But I thought it was really, really cool. I don't know. I had a lot of fun making it. It was really, really fun to mess around with. So I think I want to keep trying to make a few more of them. But I wanted to show you all that just because I did that yesterday and it was a good time. It might lag for a second as we're getting loaded in, but sand skiff on Tatooine. It does look like a fish. No, it's okay. It's fine. I think spaceships that are modeled after real animals are actually a really cool way of doing spaceships. Because what else do you have to base spaceships off of? Besides going with IRL looking spaceships that are honestly pretty boring looking. I don't want to make a giant rocket. So that's where we are. What do you intend to do with that spaceship? Nothing. It was just a little challenge I gave myself to build a spaceship. My friends, click the like button if you haven't already. We got 510 people on the YouTubes. We're at 280 likes. So if you can click the like button, it helps me out a bunch. Now do a whale spaceship. Not gonna lie, boss, I thought you did intentionally. I didn't do it intentionally at all, no. Oh, I hit the wrong button, sorry. Tried to get the mute, didn't work. Yeah. Someone said Radish might be near the fishing village 1 month ago. Yeah, we've checked the fishing village a few times on stream. No luck quite yet. So today to get started, I would like to, a little cheeky cam. I would like to fill in these gaps just because they're out here outstanding. And then I would like to start working on filling in here to where the edge of the river is. That's going to work its way up here. So kind of from probably this whole edge of the river coming down. And then I've also been starting a little bit on doing some actual Axiom planning for the landscape. So I've got this whole side over here sorted, at least to get like the base bits in, and then we'd have to come back in and detail it all later, because I still want to figure that out in survival, but getting the landscape itself in is gonna be kind of fun. And then I'm also, it's not in here yet, but I'm working on the cliffs over there in Axiom, so we might be doing a creative stream later this week from this whole space. But yeah, we gotta, yeah, just a little bit of creative planning, just a little. We've got a lot of shulkers of stuff up here still that we need to start placing down, so it's where we're gonna get started on it and just see how much stuff we can place down. So let's just fill up on dirt for now and head on over. And these things, ooh, you know, I might want some, we'll start with the top. That's gonna be all dirt throughout here, and then we'll go and get some other non-dirt when we get into a little farther. So much mountain. Yeah, we got a lot of mountain left. Megan, thank you so much for the donut. I appreciate that. Thank you. Enjoy the Ritz. Those crackers are pretty good. It's definitely one of the top tier crackers. I'm with you. You turn up your voice more. I'm just going to turn the music down a touch so it makes it a little bit better. If I turn my mic up more, it starts to peak. So this is actually the same settings I use for recording. It just, I'm slightly quieter when I'm just talking than when I'm in recording voice. So that's why it might sound a little different. But if I turn it up any more, the mic starts to get all peaky and gross. How's the horse hunt? No luck so far. Like, sounds good to me. Yeah, it's the same as always been. It's just, I think some people watch very, very loud content creators, and then they come in here with their volume already turned down, and then they're like, you're really quiet. I'm like, because I'll open my stream VODs up after that just to see, like, after the fact. I'll go check it again later today to make sure it's in the same level, but usually every time I look, I'm like, no, that volume's the exact same that I normally have it at. How'd you get so good at building? You just keep practicing. Keep challenging yourself. The only way to get better at something is to actually want to try and get better. You're not just going to passively be like, oh my god, I woke up today and I'm an amazing builder. You got to keep working at it. You got to keep trying. You have to intentionally try to get better. Just building the same thing over and over again, or building for hours and hours and on end, you might pick up a few things, but if you're not intentionally trying to actually become a better builder, you're not really going to get to be any better. You actually have to like try and learn. Just doing the thing won't actually make you better. Back to the mountain. Glad to see you. Bedhead Fred, welcome on in. Yeah, we're on it today. This is how we're finishing to 10,000 days, I think. I thought it sounded like a fun way to do it. I thought 150 days of all that I have left just sending straight into the mountain, because one, it's an easy way to put a lot of hours into Minecraft without like having a whole lot of heavy thought, because I can just kind of log on and place a bunch of dirt for an hour or two and get through another 15 days or so, because we're at 9,846 right now, so not quite 9,850, but that's okay. So I hope y'all are ready for some dirt placing streams. What's your idea for the nether city? I kind of want it to be like a big crescent shape behind and then eventually surrounding the nether tree, but on all these different like large platforms. And I'm almost thinking we could kind of work the spaceships into there, because I really enjoyed building it. Are you double dirting the mountain? No, I'm not. I'm sorry. Yeah, the goal is to see how many shulkers we can empty. So it's mostly just gonna be stone and dirt going down. UFO stealing woolly cows. It's not really a UFO spaceship. I'm not really going like full stereotypical alien. I mean, I don't know. I don't think that looks like an alien spaceship too much. In the plateau, are you gonna put some stone faces? Stone faces? As in just like rocky outcrops like this, or like actual faces? Putting rocks in, yeah, but I don't know if I'm gonna put like faces of people. You still owe dirt? Yeah, I owe about 100,000 blocks still, so we'll probably finish that by the end of this video, would be my guess. I'm gonna open the challenge back up again though for the next video for subs, to do another whatchamacallit. I'll do 25 blocks for every new subscriber on the next video when this one comes around. So it doesn't work if you're already subscribed and you unsubscribe and resubscribe. It doesn't show up on my stats. It's only actually net new people. So you plan to make the other side of the hill? It's gonna be like way back there. Like you can see
Pleased to meet you.
this big ol' stone pillar that goes to build height, and the idea is to have like a giant glacier, like volcano mountain something, inspired kind of by Mount Rainier, just like sitting back in the center of like this big old valley with mountains and things all over. So it'll be really cool, hopefully, in the end. Mallow with the 32 months as a mega fan. Thank you so very much for that. I really do appreciate it. Volcano, like a dormant volcano, not an active one. I'm starting to use Litematica for this project. We started it without Litematica. And then I'm kind of at the point now where I have all these guidelines and spaces in, pretty much what I'm hoping to fill in today. And then once we get all of those in place, then I'm just going to be moving to using Litematica to build out the rest of it, because it makes block placing a lot faster. so we can get a lot more done. What do you do about mob spawns? Well, they all spawn down there, so then they've all spawned down there before nighttime comes. So then the top is actually super safe. I know there's all those people out there who are like, yep, if you ever make a hole, you've either got to fill it in or light it up. But in reality, if you want to have the safest possible Minecraft world, never light up the holes that you dig. Because then the mobs will spawn in the hole and not above ground. Because there can only be so many mobs. And if they've already spawned in the hole, then they can't spawn up here. Huh? Uh-huh. You're welcome. Minecraft building tips with fWhip. The Temu mob switch. Yeah, but there's no discount if you get like 15 friends to sign up and do it also. Sorry, you just get the one. You should do a Piglin City like an upgraded Bastion / Fortress blend. I don't know if I want to make the Nether about Piglins, because then they're gonna attack me all the time if I have if I don't have gold armor on, and I don't really want to be wearing gold armor because it opens you up to a lot more other damage sources, and the helmet and everything breaks so quickly. They have like no durability on them. But I was thinking in the Nether we could have spaces in windows that I don't spawn proof and I don't light up, so that there actually are like spawnable rooms that'll just be like, think of like something like this with a window. Like imagine a window here and we just have a spot like this, and so like a piglin could just spawn in there, or hoglin, and then they're in just like look like they're in the window of a city building. I do have a gold farm. Yeah, it's not it's a good gold farm. It's actually really good. It's just not a hostile piglin gold farm, zombie piglin. Like you're using turtle eggs to lure them in, and then they go through portals, so you only get nuggets and a lot of rotten flesh. So it's pretty good for rotten flesh because you get so much of that. But yeah, it would be nice if gold armor trim could have the same effect as gold armor with piglins. The problem with that, though, is that every single person ever would have gold armor trim. If armor trim did anything other than being cosmetic, there would be a meta of these are the best armor trims that are in the game because it'll balance this way. And you need to have one gold armor trim so you can have the piglins. You need to have one diamond armor trim so you get your strength buff. And then you need to have one lapis armor trim for your swim speed increase, and then you need one redstone armor trim for health regeneration. So the second that they add usefulness beyond cosmetics to armor trim, the possibilities of just being able to look cool cosmetically are gone. I absolutely love that armor trim has 0 player power associated with it. Me with gold armor and netherite trim, yeah, there's some people who do that. Or the leatherite. They'll do leather armor, dye it black, and then put nether armor trims on it. Netherite armor trim. Yeah, the min-maxers, but then you'd be stupid as like me, a hardcore player, to not do that, because then you're just opening yourself to more ways to die. So, is what it is. But yeah, anytime there's player power associated with anything in a video game, the min-maxers will find the best, most optimal way to do it, and then it'll slowly seep through the internet, and all of the fans will start telling their content creators they watch, why don't you have this? Blah 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 said this is the most effective way to do it, and then they'll eventually swap to it, and then because it's the best, and then their commenters want them to do it. It's the same thing with like Buildstone right now. Until Mumbo started popularizing Buildstone, that he didn't even invent it. He found the video of somebody who made the working fan, and then he implemented it into his Hermitcraft base just because he thought it was cool. And now my comments are constantly flooded with people asking me if I'm going to start learning Buildstone and putting Buildstone builds into my Minecraft builds. Because it's the popular thing to do right now.
Pleased
You can
to meet
imagine
you.
that with like some way to have better armor or something in the game. It's gonna be flooded with comments about that, which is fine. It's just part of it. Plainly, thank you so much for becoming a member. Really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, Spheral, thank you so much for the bits earlier. I missed that one, sorry. What's Buildstone? I'm new. It's like that fan that Mumbo's using where, like, using redstone and pale oak trapdoors, he made something that looks like an actual fan that moves. It's a new term for, like, a decorative redstone, basically. Which, it's not even the first to do that. Like, Beat-Ups has been doing that type of redstone for a long time. Just, like, simple versions of it. Or you've had Scar doing that with, like, minecarts moving around in builds just to have, like, movement and things in it. Or random pistons that'll extend out and do things. And, like, it's just a new form of it that is popular. Whipstone better? Yeah, Whipstone is the best form of redstone. Beautiful, very laggy. Yeah, it's the same with, like, there's also the person who made the moving fan, or not fan, but waterfall, and the flags. That's what I was going for, not fan, flag. And I've been constantly getting people telling me I need to redo the flags that I have around my world so that they can be Buildstone flags. But what they don't realize is that my flags that I build are maybe like 5 blocks in total. Where to make a Buildstone flag, it has to be at, like, minimum like 15-20 blocks, and they're just kind of ugly, massive, because they have to be so clunky to be able to hide redstone inside of them to make the thing actually function. That it's not the most simple way of doing something. So the way that I build is very much just for the aesthetic of the shape of it. And then doing that, you have to go very much for the contraption first and then build around it, but you're really limited. Buildstone moving flag / waterfall. Do we all have the same YouTube algorithm? Yeah, Zopa, yeah, we do. Well, it gets popular and then it gets pushed to everybody. The mountain was half already? No, this mountain's not even close to being half done. That's kind of the midpoint. Probably. That's probably like 70% of the way back. Because that is, where is that? It's out here in the ice somewhere. I don't know. That's somewhere out here. But I want to eventually have it, like, encapsulate, like, we have the, slime farm out here, and this is a light blue flower farm, the blue orchids. And then my end portal is right under here somewhere. And I've wanted this mountain range to just, like, encapsulate this entire area curving behind it and, like, covering this whole biome here. And then we'll turn it into a really cool build for that eventually. What map mod are you using? Xeros. Xeros world map. Xaeros. They have a mini map and they have a world map. I only use the world map. They're quite insane for that. I mean, that's the long goal. We'll see if it gets there. We've been working on this for a year or two, and I will never force myself to do a project if I'm not feeling it. Right now, I'm really excited to do a lot of landscaping because I've been really wanting to do it. So I'm kind of committing this whole week and a half until the next video comes out. Because I got to get all the way up to 10,000 days for next video, and I got 150 to do. So I'm really trying to get all this done because I'm going to be out a lot this weekend. So I need to really, really push and get the hours in during the week.
Keep it real.
Halo lore, Fred 104, one of Chief's fire team members, is actually more skilled than most other Spartans, including the Chief. He intentionally lets other Spartans be the best at a specific skill to avoid being noticed. This worked against him.
Justin ODST, thank you so very much.
Kind of like the Himalayans.
Thank you so very much for the big 50, my dude. Thank you. Throw some hearts in the chat if we can, please, my friends. And Megan, thank you so much for the dono. I don't know enough about them geographically to really say yes or no on that, but it could be I've always liked just because I live next to them, the Cascade Mountains, so they're very much going to be modeled after that, hopefully. We'll see if we get that denseness of the trees over all the other mountains or not. But that would be amazing to have this thing everywhere covered in trees. And then we'll see what we get up to from there. But I would love to be able to have some, maybe because the Himalayas just like stack up to Mount Everest, right? Like it's just like mountain that just like grows and grows, and then you have Everest. So I guess like that, because Mount Rainier, which I live by, which is a big mountain, is kind of off on its own. Like it doesn't really have many mountains around it. Like it's kind of separated from all the other mountain ranges. The whole build stone sounds like a way to cause lag in game. Oh yeah, no, server performance on servers that run it is so bad. Appalachian vibes from the long slopes. Yeah, maybe. We're kind of just building up into a highland plateau-y region in the middle, and then the mountains are really going to be framing all of it. I had a video or a thing that I drew out. I lost it. I don't know where I saved it, so maybe I still have it, but I'll have to go find that again so that we can, because it had like, I just flew up really high and took a screenshot and like drew out from it. Are any of these tapped at all? Nope. Fresh boxes astern. There's one box down. Look at us go. Do you think you'll ever run out of materials for this build? Probably eventually. Again, yeah. But we do currently have about 300,000 dirt and about 500,000 stone in storage. And that doesn't even include what's already over in those boxes right there. That's probably another 10, 15,000 of each. Oh, I went way too far back here. Have you thought about making mines in the mountains you're making? I think mines would be really cool. If you watched my Building with fWhip series back in the day, which I'm sure not many folks, I mean, yeah, there's probably some folks in here who have. But I actually, in the mountain area I was making there, I built an entire iron mine. Like, just built the entire cave network in the air, floating. Maybe I can go over there and show you all how that one turned out. But that was really fun to make. It was a pain in the butt to build, but it did look really cool. So, maybe. Just dig another river. True, yeah. Well, if we ever run out of blocks here, I still need to take down this entire mountain here and level that down to pretty much this layer. So, like, this is at 160 and that's down at 80, so you know that's gonna be a few blocks there. Where'd you get all this dirt from? Digging a river for 500 days in game? Just simple stuff. Who needs a dirt farm when you're just addicted to terraforming? Can someone tell fWhip to light up under the mountain for no mobs equal no leg? Well, so if I did that, if I wanted no mobs for no leg, I would have to light up all of the cave systems. Because if I light up right down there, and this whole layer, then what are the mobs gonna do? They're just gonna, okay, so they can't spawn here anymore, and now they just spawn down in this cave right here. So then, okay, I have to light all that up, and then, all right, well, now they're just going to spawn in this cave down here. Mobs are going to spawn. That's going to be regardless. Unless you fully spawn-proof everywhere you are, all the way down to bedrock, they're going to spawn. And Minecraft as a game, it does a pretty good job of keeping the entity count locked in. Unless they're down there, like, picking up glow squid, ink sacs, which I don't think they do anymore, or I think they do, but I think they despawn now. But yeah, I mean, it would help a bit, but it's not gonna make it any better. Yeah, that's what the entity cap's for. Minecraft, at least Java, is pretty good about it now. It's not a bad idea. It's just not really worth the effort. Because I've got this mountain here that we're working on. I don't know why I did that line when I already have it here. But then I've now decided that we are going to go forward in Happy Gasland. That's definitely not the name. We'll figure out the name later. When's the next world download? When we hit 10,000 days? Probably not next week. Well, next week we'll hit 10,000 days. Then the world download, I'm going to main channel it, so it'll be out the week after. So it's currently looking like this week coming out is going to be the video working on New Papyrus. Did like 200 days worth of building in there. The 15th is going to be this video, hopefully doing all the landscaping. And then the 22nd is going to be world tour and download. And then on the 24th or the 25th, we're still trying to get it locked in now, but just for something to be excited about, a weekend stream of we are going to be doing a big live stream with most likely it's going to be, we're still getting dates locked in to make sure everybody's available, but Gemini Tay, Good Times with Scar, and Mog Swamp are all going to be joining me for a big like celebratory live stream where we're going to be doing just a world tour with the four of us just on here messing around and just kind of going and wow, look at all this stuff. So I'm going to invite them into the world, get this world uploaded onto a server, and then go just tour around and have a good time. So I'm going to do a full world tour on the main channel itself from there, and then we're going to do like a second one celebrating and just wandering around with friends. Next non-Minecraft stream, probably tomorrow afternoon. We'll do some more Oblivion, hopefully. Somebody asked a question I wanted to go to, but yeah, that's the plan for all of it. Oh, do you think Minecraft would be better if Notch never sold it? No, I think Notch selling it is the only reason Minecraft's still alive. We don't talk about Notch too much here. Notch is not a good human being. We can all appreciate that he did create Minecraft, but we don't need to give him any more space or time in our brains than that. So that is all I have to say about the man. Otherwise, I will not be saying anything nice. That's a lot of planning. Can't even plan when I want to edit my video or record a video. Well, it's my job. And sometimes you gotta... YouTube is great when it's a hobby, and then it's some ways are even better when it's a full-time job, but other parts are you still have to treat it like a job in terms of scheduling things and being on top of stuff. So we love Jet, we love Agnes. They're all great. Like everybody who's a current dev is very much a good person as far as I'm aware. I'm not aware of any outstanding issues with the dev team. What's your favorite color palette to use? I really like using a lot of like the browns and reds. I feel like there's a lot of really good warm earthy tones in Minecraft currently. I'm starting to mess around with resin more too, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. YouTube can be addicting when you gain a following. Yeah, that's why it helps with actually scheduling things so you don't... It's very easy on YouTube as a content creator to waste your entire life making videos. It's very easy. YouTube creates a system that just... Like, YouTube's desired outcome for their platform success is anybody who is a content creator on YouTube is living in a box making videos. Just like constantly churning out content and making these big grand videos nonstop, bam bam. But like, you can't do that. That's not a good way to live life. So you need to be able to balance and schedule things and stretch it out for yourself and find whatever method works for you. It's been something that's been a constant learning journey for me over the now 8 years I've been on YouTube. 8.5, we're almost 9 years, I think, actually. I think June 16th or something in there is my channel birthday. Sometime in June. Or no, it's in May. I think in May 16th. It might honestly be next Friday. I'll have to double check. But yeah, if you become a content creator, you really, really need to learn how to set boundaries for yourself. Otherwise, it's very easy to just spend 18 hours a day working and going and being a zombie and falling asleep for a few hours. My friends, click the like button if you haven't, though. I really, really do appreciate it. We got almost 1,000 people in here on the YouTubes. We are at less than 500 likes right now. Have you ever mentioned what your wife does for a living? She works in marketing. She's not a content creator, if that's what you're asking. She's a corporate girly. But no, I don't get any more in detail than that. That's not something that's my space to share. That's just because I'm a content creator that already opens her up to being much more on the internet than she probably ever imagined, just because I am so much more on the internet. So I tend to not share stuff about her unless she wants to come in and stop by and say hi on the stream or something like that. That's like one of the downsides of being a content creator, I think, is that depending on if you're a content creator that like shows your face and like live streams from home or something like that, it can very quickly turn into something where other people that did not plan to be in content creation then are kind of, there's a little bit more of a social light on them. So I just try and be very, very conscious about that and make sure I'm not sharing anything or doing anything or putting whoever in awkward situations. Must have been such a pain double dirting your mountain and building with fWhip. No, it wasn't bad because I basically just like ran along and just started a line like this and just went boop 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 boop, just like this, and then I just fill it all in like that. So it really wasn't too bad. Are you gonna use bushes on the mountain? Yeah, I think we're gonna use a lot of bushes and a lot of dried grass. I think could be really cool. But it's gonna be so much bone meal, y'all. I think a project that not a quick project, but a project I want to do quickly after hitting 10,000 days is create a super bone meal farm. Like just something that we flip a lever and within seconds it's just like raining bone meal. Or better yet, hopefully it's just auto crafting everything into blocks. How is Notch a bad person? You can look that up yourself. We're not going to get into it. But if you go read any of his tweets, you'll probably find out. Why did it sound like you're seeing Elmo's world theme song when you did the boops? I don't know. No Celsius today? I got one. Sleepy, tiring weekend. Caffeine ain't hidden. We did a big birthday party on Saturday night with a bunch of friends because I have a lot of friends in my IRL friend group that are turning 30 this month. And so we did like a big birthday party with everybody and just kind of did like, all right, let's just do like one big birthday bash to get all the friends together. And so we were out on the town and I was so tired yesterday. Oh, it was dead, dude. How much time and effort did you put into YouTube before it became a full-time job? It depended on the week, but I was kind of treating it when it was very, very new. Like I was just starting and wasn't making money off of it. Maybe 5 hours a week. When it became something that I was starting to make money off of and started gaining some traction, I started allocating more time to it. So from the point where I had probably 10,000 subs to going full time on, because I had a break from work there for a while, so I actually was able to do that before I officially went full time on YouTube. I had taken a leave from work for some stuff, but so I had I would say from like the time of 10,000 subs to about 80,000 subs, I was probably putting about 15 to 20 hours a week on top of my job. That was like a 40 to 50 hour work week job. So, I mean, there's a lot of time that went into it. I'm just gonna put a little rock here. Makes sense for why this is weird length. What'd you study? Do you have a degree? Yeah, I have a degree in computer science and I have a degree in human resources. I did the double. Can we see the setup you use? I don't really want to take my camera off the thing and turn it around right now. I post pictures of it. I have some pictures on social media that you can go see of the setup. College is a scam. I don't know about that 13-year-old woodworker. It's got benefits and it's got negatives to it, but I would say some colleges are a scam, but I wouldn't. I think that's a bit of a bold claim to say the entirety of college is a scam. Because absolutely nobody is forced to go to college. You can go to a trade school right now and be making so much more money in cities than people who get college degrees. But there's like the social aspect of you get a lot of social growth. You get a lot of lifelong friends. You gain a lot of just like college is the time in your life that is the only time that you're ever really going to be living in a space, unless you count a retirement home way later in life, where everybody is around your same age. Like college is one of the only times where like 80 to 90% of the people you're interacting with on a daily basis or walking by or just whatever are going to be within a few years of you. That like in thousands of people. Like that's like the really that's the really cool part about college is that you grow so much as a person in just, well, that's looking pretty good now that we got those filled in. But yeah, like that's the big part is you just grow so much as a person out of it. T24. Yeah, I think that, yeah, the jobs you can easily do without, yeah, it's more that the jobs that require college degrees that obviously don't need one, they're just doing it to limit their application pool. Like that's where the scam comes in. Okay, I wanted to just keep working over there, doing all that stuff, keep extending it out that way. Eddie, you best believe I'm gonna have the best garden out of anybody in that retirement home. You, ain't nobody gonna come close. You already have a happy gas? If not, what will you do with them? Happy gas are not officially in the game yet. They're in the beta, so they do not exist in Minecraft yet. So I will be getting some when they come out. But I do not currently have a happy gas, no. My plan, though, is to kind of treat them like the Sky Bison from Avatar: Last Airbender, for those who are familiar with it. I always love those dudes. So we're going to be treating Happy Gas as if they're like a Sky Bison for him being able to travel around and do all that stuff. And so I kind of want to make a bit of like an air nomad type civilization based off of them and go with some very like spiky, super tall, large mountains. I'm about due for my annual Avatar: Last Airbender rewatch. I haven't watched it yet this year, so you know, I'll have to get to it soon. Don't forget to like the stream. Yes. Click the like button, my friends. Out of curiosity, how far do you have your render distance set up with Bobby Mod? 32 chunks. I sometimes will move it up to 80 if I want to get like a cool screenshot or something, but I've found that it's just a little laggy on 80 after a while, so I moved it down to 32. I can play while I'm not streaming with it on 80, but then on stream it just gets a little framey. Just did your watch through a couple months ago. See, everybody's got to do it. If you're the true fans will do it. When Vibrant Visuals eventually releases, are you going to perma use or just turn on occasionally? Start with occasionally, see how people like it, see how I like it. My big concern is the Vibrant Visuals is going to make things harder to read in videos or make brightness levels a little all over the place. So depending on how that's handled, I'll determine how much I'm actually going to use it. I'm excited for Vibrant Visuals, but I'm also kind of just like, I'm gonna see it when it gets here. Because I think the more that I probably internally hype it up myself, the more I'm probably gonna be let down when it actually comes out. Even though it looks really, really sick. But yeah, are you excited for an Avatar 3? Yeah, I am. Yeah, I think the Earthbenders are one of my, I've always liked Earthbenders the most, so I'm excited to see where they go with it. I always thought the Earthbenders with like the big societies and like huge towns and everything are pretty cool. And they definitely got a little corruption going on in Ba Sing Se, but you know, it's fine. There's no issues in Ba Sing Se. I think the Earthbenders is like the concept of what they embody is pretty cool. Vibrant Visuals in a lot of places just looks like the base game. Yeah, and I think that's great. If Vibrant Visuals completely changed the look of Minecraft, I think that would be an absolute miss. I think Vibrant Visuals should just make Minecraft a little bit more vibrant. It doesn't need to completely redesign or redo how it looks. I mean, the way that Vibrant Visuals should enhance Minecraft, I think the best example that we have of it right now is the Oblivion remaster. The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion remaster that just came out like 2 weeks ago on just Xbox and all that stuff that got re-released or got released. That is the best example of how you can successfully remaster and visually enhance a game. It is absolutely gorgeous. They basically took the exact same game and they just remade it in a new graphical engine, but didn't edit like how the game plays too much. They added a few quality of life things, but for the most part, it's just visual changes because they wanted to update it to more modern times. That is what Vibrant Visuals should do. If Vibrant Visuals goes through and actually like changes a lot of things and make things look differently with or without it on, I think that's a miss. I think that's a really, really bad way to go. Obviously, things will look different, but if they like fully function differently, that's when it's bad. Please do some torch spamming. Nah, we're good. How can I learn to terraform better? The best way I would recommend is going online and finding images of real life landscapes and try and recreate them. Because then you're going to learn a lot about how things are structured and how nature does it. And once you can figure out how nature do landscaping, aka like how all the erosion and everything works, how like the buildup of those things, like how a river would naturally carve through space. Once you can learn that sort of stuff, that's when you're going to be able to create some really, really cool landscapes. And the best way to do that is go off of the best teacher out there, nature. So a lot of what I'm doing here for these hills, you'll see that they kind of come in and out. Like this goes there, out and back in and out and back in. It's because I'm kind of building loose like erosion channels that would be able to bring sediment down here if there's like a big flood. Or if I just had it all the way flat going across, it'd be like, where would the water go? Something needs to be carved out of it for that to make sense. So that's at least what I try and think about when I'm going on it. How many days are you on now? We're just about 9,850. Or be like Scar. Well, no. I mean, sure, yeah. If you, yeah, you want to get better at terraforming, go steal Scar's brain, and then you'll be a great terraformer. No, like that. Sure, like that's. You can say that, but that's really terrible advice. It's just. Oh, how do I get better at this thing? Oh, don't even try. Just go, what you should try instead of actually trying to learn is you should go and, you know, this other person that's really good at it, you should just go steal their brain. That's how you should get better. Like, don't like your brain, there's zero hope for your brain doing it. Zero hope for your brain doing it. But if you go take their brain, yeah, you'll be fine. You'll do great. Like, I'm giving you a hard time, but it's just, I always find it funny when people are like, hey, can I have some advice on this? And people on the internet are like, just go do it, like blah blah blah. It's like, that's not what I was asking, actually, but thanks. I just wish you would have just not responded. Maybe that'd been cool. That'd probably been better. Bobo Bot, not cat, sorry, I don't know where I got the cat from. Bobo Bot, thanks for hanging. You have a good one. How much grass do you recommend you used in the Papyrus expansion? Dry grass? I checked the stats. I placed like 600 of each. I'm trying to learn how to terraform currently. What I've been really enjoying for Axiom terraforming is using the shape tool and then using like a little bit of erosion. Do you do the 2, 3, 5 block lines? Never intentionally, but maybe some are ending up that way. Dry grass is expensive because to get the baby one, like the short one, is 1 bone meal. To get the tall one, that's 2 bone meal because you need to bone meal another dry grass to get a small dry grass to spawn. And then now that you have your small dry grass, you then have to bone meal that. So per every single tall dry grass that you want to use, that's 2 bone meal, dude. A lot. That adds up quick. You feel you'll finish this project before 10,000 days? No, absolutely not. If I do, this project's not big enough. No, this is like a 5,000 day Minecraft build probably. No, there's zero intention for this project to be finished even this year. At least you can farm them all. Oh, no, trust me. I'm not complaining at all about being able to farm them. I think it's great. I think it's just one of those things that I was not anticipating that. Even though I read it on paper, it took me a while to actually like play with it and be like, oh, no, that's a lot. And then now I'm like, okay, cool. Now I just need to, I have an excuse for a reason to make some absurdly crazy bone meal farm. I just need to figure out where to put it. Part of me wants to put it like at world spawn, just like underground, but then also like I want to make a build with it. So we need to have a theme for why we're building a super insane, absurd bone meal farm. How far do you think you're from finishing it? I don't even know how to estimate it yet. Yeah, I would love to give y'all an estimate on this project, but I don't even have the front half planned. Like we're just placing in for what we have here to try and extend it up further, but like this is just some loose scaffolding that's planned around here. Like this whole thing is going to go all the way around here. We're going to have to redo all of those cliff faces on the far side. Eventually we'll redo this entire village in here. I want to extend the river. It'll loop all the way around like a big donut shape. I think could be fun. There is my old squid farm right over there. It's always been terrible, so we're just going to tear it out and get rid of it. And yeah, like that's kind of where we're at, least like those are the current plans in here. This is going to be like a big cliff face coming up here to try and level off with there, and then we're going to lift it up even further, and start extending like a cliff network coming out over here. That mountain line's going to kind of go back up that way, and then we'll have like another one, and we'll have like a huge mountain there. Just going with the flow then, exactly. Just like all of the water that's coming down. Where's this build in the world? Giga Tree is right on the far side there. That's the back. Those trees are at the back side of the new lake that we built at for the Foliage University. Gunpowder farm is the gas farm output is the mountain right over there. Also, I'm gonna tear off the top of that mountain and redo it. I hate that. I've decided it absolutely sucks. Oh, we're out of dirt. Yeah, there's the Pillager Castle.
Pleased to meet you.
Can't stay but hope you have a great stream.
Burb, thank you for the 15 months. Appreciate it. Hope you're doing well today. No pressure at all. You have a good one, all right? It's looking pretty good. I missed one. I know, I'm going back. I ran out of dirt. I feel like I want this to have like some rocks coming up on this side here, but I'm not too sure yet. So just start from down here. Just kind of jumping around on this one. Love the wheat placement. Yeah, I want to mix it. I want to try a bunch of dry grass around it and see if we can make that look a little bit better. Might use Litematica for the mountain because I started this as a project to use without it. And so I'm finishing up what I have currently planned for it, and then we will start using Litematica. I have a part already finished where it's gonna go. We just need to actually wrap this up. If we finish up like down here, because I'm not gonna go beyond where that's supposed to be a riverbed coming all the way up. We're not gonna go beyond that, so we'll try and fill in this stretch probably up to there. And then I do have that whole section over there is Litematica ready, so we'll jump over there. We got to clear out the rest of that little forest there. So I was kind of starting this way to be able to clear space for some blocks. And then we will get on over there. Freestyling more fun, though. More fun, sure, but it can also take a lot longer to get like a result you're happy with. So I really, really enjoy being able to build with creative tools. It's very, very enjoyable for me. Like I love working with Axiom and just like making stuff up as I'm going. So I will be using Axiom to be able to build part of this and then bringing it up with Litematica. Because I just find for me it gives me a better, more satisfying end result than if I would just wing it by hand. I can still get something that I like by hand, but I can get something that I love if I do it with Axiom. So Axiom landscape and terrain is kind of difficult. I need to spend some more time figuring it out too. Axiom is definitely has all the capabilities that you need for landscaping, but it's kind of hard to get the hang of. Especially if you're like working on something floating in the sky, like it definitely benefits from bringing it all the way extended down. So I'm probably gonna have. I thought this project was over. Nah, man. You ever find your horse? Nope, no horse yet. I've had a few commenters try and tell me it's in certain places. I've checked every single one of them that's been sent over. That's not been a repeat. And no luck so far. Okay, there's that. Kind of want to do like a bring the rock forward a touch here. And then we'll have it coming out over here. And then we'll bring it out this way a bit further too. Would you play a voxel game similar to Minecraft? Depends on what it is. I don't know if y'all remember Cube World back in the day, but I was so excited for that thing to release. Oh god, that game was gonna be cool. And then the dev just said, haha, look at all this money I got. What do you mean I don't legally have to actually finish the project after people donated this much money for me to fund the project? I was so dang excited for Cube World, y'all. Oh, I was so freaking excited for Cube World. I bought like the $60 or $70 tier on that one to like help fund it and get all these extra early access things and blah 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 blah. That dude just absolutely disappeared. Will you do any creative streams playing this landscape? Yeah, we'll probably do one later this week. Forgot about Cube World. Oh, yeah, it was going to be such a good game, dude. Oh, God, there was so much promise behind that. Kind of funny in like a sad way, but yeah. That right there had made me so much less likely to fund games on Kickstarter. When one of the largest Kickstarter video games just gets absolutely scammed and never published, that's just rough. It's like Star Citizen going on right now. Dude, if Star Citizen ever releases, I was so happy. I almost funded that when that came out with like I almost gave him like $100 or something because I was like, this is really cool. I'd love to see this come out. They just keep delaying and like try and get more money from people just so that they can quote like you can just keep buying new spaceships and things that are apparently going to be there when the game releases. And I'm like, dude, there's no way this game's ever releasing. And if it does, it's going to be so bad. I'm 3K deep on Star Citizen. Yeah, if it ever releases, I hope it's worth it. But man, that's the rough part about those early access buy-ins and things is that there's just no guarantee it's actually going to come out. I feel like Axiom is like the 3D modeling tool blender of Minecraft. A little bit, yeah. We're like actual Minecraft builds. What building? Mountain. You must have finished the last few projects fast if you're still not on day 10,000. I did, yeah. The desert took about 150 days to get all that done. The nether tree, honestly, I'd plotted it to be 300 days, and I finished it in just over 100. So that's kind of where I've been like, oh, I was thinking that I would be farther ahead on day count than I am, but I'm not. Have you ever played / watched The Last of Us? No, I don't really do zombie movies or like spooky zombie video games. Left 4 Dead is about all that I can do on the zombie game front. I'm not into the horror games or like, I don't know. I know that it's not really a spooky horror video game, but I've not gotten into that one. I've heard it's good, but I just, nah. I got too many other games on my list to play. You're being too efficient. I know. What's this mountain gonna be called? The fWhiping Peaks. I don't know. Haven't got that far. Are you a big FPS guy? No, I'm really, really bad at FPS games, so I don't really play them. I got decently into Call of Duty when it came out a while ago. When the new Black Ops came out. I was decently into that because it was on Game Pass, so I didn't have to buy it, but I was really, really big into Halo 3 back in the day. I loved Halo when like the Halo 2 and Halo 3 I played those so much as a kid. But I haven't really been big into shooting FPS games since then. And it's mostly just that I'm not the best at them. And I find that FPS games have a lot of toxicity to them, especially towards people who are not great at them. So I tend to avoid that type of stuff in video games that I play. And then I also really prefer PvE games, like where it's a co-op against, like fighting against things instead of sole PvP. Like, I don't care what game I'm playing. If its sole focus and purpose is PvP as like the end game, I usually am like, I'm not interested. Have I been playing much WoW lately? No, I stopped before season 1 even ended. I didn't even play season 2 at all. I've heard about it. I've kept up with it because I have some buddies who are still playing. But no, I haven't. I've been really into single player games recently. I want to get into like some good couch co-op games. But no, recently I've been playing the Oblivion remaster and I've been playing Expedition 33. That's been pretty good. It's a beautiful game. Very beautiful. And outside of that, I've just been playing Minecraft. And I've actually been replaying the StarCraft 2 campaign just for fun. If I wanted to get in, like, just get a little bit of an RTS something or another going for a bit. So I've been playing that. Yeah, Destiny is very different for first-person shooters because it's very MMO focused with like raids and dungeons type. They're renamed, but yeah. I was pretty big in Destiny 2 when it first released. And then they did the scummy, here, buy the collector's edition. You'll get the first 2 DLCs included. And then they released their first, quote, DLC, and it was just a skin for the hoverbike mount thing that you have. Like, and it wasn't anything better. And then like 2 months after, they actually released that free for all players, but still counted it as one of the DLCs that the people who bought the expensive edition got. Because usually if there's a game coming out that I'm really hyped for, that they have announced DLCs, I will usually buy the collector's edition so that I can have those just included and usually get a better rate for it. So if I'm like, I'm going to be playing the game anyways, so I'll just buy that now so I don't have to buy it for more later. So I don't know, I got annoyed because one of the ones that we all like collector's edition people paid for, they ended up giving free to everybody, but still counted as one for us when it wasn't even like a full DLC. It was just like a custom skin for the bike that you have to get around. So I was just annoyed, and then I played through the first raid. That was pretty fun when Destiny 2 originally came out. I'm sure it's a completely different game now. But yeah. And then they included the one DLC with it, and then that was decent. And then like a few weeks later announced a new DLC coming, and we're like, okay, you can buy this now. And I'm like, you just want all of my money. What's Expedition 33? It's a new game that's out on Xbox Game Pass right now. It's very interesting. It's by a French game development studio. It's very good. It's kind of, I keep describing it to friends as Final Fantasy meets Elden Ring, where it's turn-based combat like you'd have in a Final Fantasy game. You kind of have a party with like a turn order type system of how you fight, but then it's very active on like you can dodge and parry and do all these other combos with your units that like you're fighting with. But it's a really cool story. It's a post-apocalyptic world that's very kind of, the architecture style is like, I feel like 1900s France, but the entire world's been fractured into all these different pieces. And so like things are just like floating around above you, below you, whatever. Like there's all these different layers to it. And the idea is that the world was fractured like 70 years ago or something like that. And every single year there's this big counter that's going down on the wall. I'm trying to be very like abstract with this to not spoil it, because there's a lot of cool story elements in the beginning of the game. But basically the idea is that this is a number that's counting down from 100 down to 0, and you don't know what's going to happen when it hits 0. But every single year people are sent out on an expedition to try and defeat this big evil person who's causing this counter to go down. And then it sends you out there, and so far you are Expedition 33, where 100 down to 34 have already went, and they have all died. And so you're going into this unknown, uncharted land to try and figure out what's causing all these issues. And basically the idea is that when you hit a certain age, from what I can tell so far, because I'm still kind of new into it, is if your age is above the expedition number, when that expedition number comes down, you die. Like, you just zap into nothingness. And so they're trying to figure out how to save humanity from this fate of dead, and like time's running out and older and older people are dying. So now it's like people in their 30s are taking care of kids and blah, 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 blah. I'm very still new into the game. I'm still in the first act. So I don't have a whole lot of info, so please don't spoil it. I'm really, really enjoying it, but the gameplay is cool. The story on it is very, very good, and it's fun. I just now got a third person in my party. That's as far as I'm in. Yeah, there is also there's a lot of gore. There is a lot of strong language. There's actually not much gore, but there's a lot of death. There is because all of the previous expeditions are dead. But it's weird because there's the game has like instead of people dying and their corpses like rotting and like blah 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 blah, they become petrified. So whenever you die, if you're killed by one of the monsters out there, you basically just become stone. So then you see all of these old stone statues that are actually, as you figure it out, that are previous expeditioners. So it's very dark. What's it called? Expedition 33. It's really good. It's on Game Pass if you have it there, and you can save yourself some money. Pick up Game Pass for a month, and then you just play that, and then cancel Game Pass, and you'll save $20. You need to play Dragon Age Veilguard. Is that the new one? I played Dragon Age Origins back in the day and loved it. I heard mixed reviews on Veilguard, so I didn't pick it up. Sid and I were playing Baldur's Gate 3, and she wasn't enjoying it too much. So I think after I finish Expedition 33, I might actually start a single-player Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough. How'd you learn to terraform? I've been doing it for like 8.5, 9 years. Terraforming is the thing that got me into building in Minecraft. One sec. Okay. Sorry. Messages. You play vanilla or tectonic / terralith bad? This is all vanilla. I've done nothing to manipulate the terrain in this world outside of placing blocks in vanilla. My friends, click the like button if you haven't already. We got 1,100 people in here. We're at 700 likes. Yeah, everything in here is either default terrain or it's been built by me. Any tips on terraforming? Look at real world examples and try and study how the shapes occur naturally, like how shapes intersect with each other. And also if you're trying to think in terms of Minecraft, you need to make something a little bit more fantastical and fun. You can use a lot of different shapes and layer them on top of each other. Like if you do a bunch of tall cylinders and have them like intersect each other and then kind of erode the edges of the cylinders, you can make some really cool stuff. That's actually how I did like some of the rocks and shapes over there that we'll get to. So you can do that to help you out. If I want the seed, I need to buy sponsor or anything like that. The seed is just building space with Spaceship. If you want the world download itself, you have to become a member. But I made this world back in 1.0 17. Caves and Cliffs Part 2 is when I made this world, so if you use the seed generators nowadays, you do not get the same world anymore. You're gonna light up underneath? No, probably not. I'll light up underneath if I need something down
Pleased
there.
to meet you.
But as is now. Maybe we will. I don't know. If we need something to kill some time and kill a few days worth of time, we can maybe do that. But I don't really care to. Ava, thank you so much for coming to member. Appreciate it. Thank you. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for the support today, y'all. I really do appreciate it. Thanks for hanging on this Monday of Mondays. Monday. Dude, I was not feeling it this morning. I almost canceled stream. I was like, I feel pretty good now. I feel much more woken up. I got up and got a bike ride in, and I'm feeling much more alive and awake. But there was a while I was like, oh, I just want to sleep all day. A little late, but excited to see the mountain getting worked on again. Yeah, it's been good. Been watching your YouTube content for a few years now. Glad to see it live on here. Much love. Skellington, thanks so much. Thanks so much. Look at that sun. No moon yet. Double B's. Yeah. Where do you get this dirt from? Digging out the river? Dude, I would love an all-day sleep. Just like, can I just get like a partial coma? Just like a 10-hour coma. And then like wake up and still be tired and sleep through the night. I think I would just, all of my ailments would just really be cured. Although this dirt from here came probably still from the side over there, you can see some stone back in the fog of stuff that I've torn up. But all of the dirt that I have back at my base came from digging out the river, because I saved everything. If you watch last week's episode, you'll see my dirt storage. By the way, glad y'all enjoyed the Woolly Ranch. That video was popping off on the first day or two that's out. I really appreciate it. Y'all. Everybody seemed to really love the Woolly Cow Ranch. Have you ever considered doing a build in Conquest to compare how much you have improved and how much the mod has changed since you used to play on it? I've been interested. I don't think I will, though, because it's just so out of Minecraft now. I think it's really cool what people create. Like, I've wanted to actually, I need to bug Vigo and see if he'll let me check out his desert city, because I wanted to do like a, I've been trying to work on some shorts. I think shorts are gonna come out regularly into the content soon. Hopefully actually start seeing some coming out this week. It's just some like building shorts and inspo stuff and whatnot. But I want to talk to Vigo Man and see if he can either send me some cinematic shots of his space, or if he'll let me jump on there and actually like go tour around it with him and just do a little, get a few bits and bobs, because it would be fun. It'd be cool to be able to see it. I don't really know if I have any desire to work on that, though. I think I just get stressed with how much is all in there. Do you turn out the fresh animations texture pack? Yeah, I haven't updated it yet. I don't know if there's a new update out, but it broke. It wasn't working with the, because the cow models and things were updated, so there's a few funky things going on. So I just haven't updated it yet, if there is a new update out. A tour with him would be dope. Yeah, Vigo's really cool. I haven't chatted with him in a long time. I still watch his content, though. I always love seeing what he's up to. He's a very talented builder. I love that he has like his own style in Conquest now too. Like Vigo Man very much has like a specific style that you see with everywhere that he does, and it's simple, but it works really well. He's a very talented builder. This is my first stream. What's the plan for today? Dirt is the plan. Can't wait to see the mountain when it's finished. So far, it's looking really nice. Yeah, it should be fun. I did love seeing Red Ranger got a shout out in a recent Mog Swamp short when Mog was showing off some landscapes made in Congress Reforged, and I was like, look at Red, look how much he's grown. Oh. For those who don't know, I used to know Red pretty well. I haven't talked to Red Ranger in quite some time, but I think he used to be a mod in the Discord way back in the day. Or he was a mod on Twitch, like back in the day before I really got into streaming. But I was like, wow, that he is still building away, making his landscapes. He's doing a good job. I was like, look at them. Look at my friend. Do you think Minecraft's too easy, and how would you make it harder but still fun? I have zero desire to make Minecraft any harder. If you're looking to make Minecraft harder, you can make Minecraft harder for yourself. There are many easy ways to make Minecraft more difficult, and the first one comes with actually setting rules for yourself. Great way to make Minecraft more difficult: don't allow yourself to use netherite armor. You want to make Minecraft even more difficult than that? Don't allow yourself to use totems. Still not difficult enough? Okay, don't use golden carrots or cooked pork chops or steak. Just use pumpkin pie or something like that. Still not good enough? Maybe don't enchant your gear. You could use a data pack to turn off health regen. You could, like, there's so many ways that you can make Minecraft more difficult, but this is not a game I want to play because it's challenging. If Minecraft was more difficult, I think Minecraft would be a much worse video game. Yeah, gold tools only. Sure, there's fun challenges you can do in Minecraft, but if the sole Minecraft experience was more difficult than what we currently have, I think a vast majority of people, especially younger players, would not play. Minecraft's biggest success it has is in its simplicity. Simplicity to survive, more difficult to thrive in the world. That you can do whatever you want in Minecraft and have like a full experience and do something pretty simple. You don't need to be doing all these big crazy things, all these big huge builds and projects and blah blah blah. Like, nobody needs to be doing that. You just have a little house. You can go kill the dragon. You can be done, and you can get your villager little trading hall set up. You can, even that's probably more advanced than a lot of people do, but like, you can do all those things and you can have a very full Minecraft experience. Or you can take the time to do all the extra technical stuff. You can do all like the big farms. You can make a mountain range. That's going to open you up to more threats as you put more time into the game, but there's actually no like real reason to make it more difficult just for the sake of it. So can't use the mending enchant. Yeah, that's a great way to make the game more difficult. You'll actually be losing tools. I do like, because Dallas Med, he doesn't use mending because he likes the idea of retiring tools as they go. I think that's very respectable. Zero part of me has any desire to do it. I will always use mending. I have mad respect to people who can play without it and still not get frustrated at the game when they have to go get new tools. Not me. That ain't for me, man. I despise having to go make new tools. I just want all my fancy fully enchanted tools because that's not what I play the game for. I play the game for building and all that, not so much the survival side. So there's all that. Like, there's so many ways you can make the game more difficult. I don't think we need to make the game more difficult, though. I don't think there's any benefit to making Minecraft harder. Because I know there's a lot of people who, like, use the mod where then you have to drink a water bottle. Otherwise, your thirst is going to go down. You're going to get dehydrated, and you'll die from it. And it's like, no. I don't want to be worrying about being hydrated in Minecraft. I already have to worry about being hydrated IRL all the time. Just let me eat my stupid little cooked pork chops in Minecraft and not worry about, am I balancing my grains and my proteins and my veggies and I don't know, whatever the hell else is on there. Like, I don't know. I don't need any of that stuff in my Minecraft experience. Zombie apocalypse mod slap though. Yeah, I mean, that's great for having that stuff as like a way for you to play. I think that's awesome. I will never tell people to not play that style. I just don't want it in the base game. I think it's great that they exist. You ever get bored or lonely? Not really. I mean, actually, that's a lie. Yes, I would say 100% I get bored. And yeah, I'd say there's times where, like, if I'm playing this world that I just would rather do anything else to hang out with friends or interact with other people. Like, that's just part of it. And I also, yeah, I would say I get bored. I would say I get lonely at times playing this game and all that. It helps a lot being a content creator because I can turn my stream on and just be like, hey guys, how we doing? And then I have people to chat with. Like, that's very much a part of being a content creator. But I also really, really love being able to create my vision of things and not worry about what other people are doing on a server around me, and being able to have full control over it, fully dive into it. Don't have to worry about, am I getting too far ahead of other people? Am I too far behind? Like, I'm very much set in my own pace, my own rules, and all that and everything in here. And that, for me, I really, really love. Single player, for me, is always going to have a place on my channel. Single player is I would say single player is my preferred way to play Minecraft. I love hanging out with all my friends. Don't get me wrong. I think it's so awesome being able to play on SMP servers all the time. But the thing for Minecraft that has always kept me interested in the game is single player survival. Without single player survival, I don't know if I would still be playing as much. Hades, what's going on? If you want a harder Minecraft experience, I recommend Vintage Story. That game is rough. Yeah, I feel like Vintage Story.
I didn't even realize it was this long.
Crazy Spec, thank you so much for the 45 months at tier 2, my dude. Thank you. You almost got the 4-year tree. Thank you so very much. So this is going to sound really harsh on Vintage Story. And I mean this in the nicest way, because I know there's people who like games that specifically are this. But to me, Vintage Story is a bit of a checkbox simulator. And I mean this in the nicest way, because sometimes checkbox simulators are the actual game that I love playing in the moment. But it's such a, like, very linear progression wise, where you get the thing, you get the better thing to be able to do the thing more easily, then you go up there, there's a storyline you can follow and bosses you can fight and all that. But you have to go a very specific route to be able to advance your tiers up, and you're building things based off of those. It's very much checkbox and chore simulator, in my opinion, which, in good, can be good. I know it sounds really, really harsh, and probably like I despise the idea of it. I've never played it myself, but from my experience watching people play it, it seems like you are always having to manage your tools breaking, because there's nothing like a mending going in there. You can get really high durability tools, but the amount of time and energy and effort you have to put in to be able to make this super high durability tool is a lot of time and energy and effort. And quite literally, what they're just like chiseling your iron ingot to make it into a pickaxe mold, and then chipping away all of the extra little bitties, and so it can actually, like, be, I don't know, maybe there's some way to automate it later on. But again, in the nicest way possible, Vintage Story just seems to be the game that says, okay, how long can we make every single step of a survival experience? Like, that's the gameplay. It's not for me. It's not for me. I think it's visually cool. I think its art style is really interesting, but the gameplay in it, I'd love to jump in there and probably build something in creative for a few hours and then probably log off. But maybe it'd be fun for like a multiplayer server experience, but I don't even know if it has multiplayer. But it's just, yeah, it just seems like everything was, how could we make this as tedious as possible? Honestly, what it reminds me of, which I think is kind of why I'm like, triggered, is it reminds me of the discussions that we were having back when I used to help develop Conquest Reforged, the Minecraft mod. If you're familiar with it, it is a very, very cool, we were talking about it earlier actually, but it's a very, very cool way of playing Minecraft. It's really, really interesting, with just like, it adds tens of thousands of blocks to the game. And we were talking about the idea of, what if we implement it in survival? What if we make it so that every single block in Conquest Reforged is obtainable in survival? And then people started going super crazy in designing things that would be you have to assemble this 10 by 10 by 5 contraption that does all these things and blah blah blah, and then you can put your clay over here and let's make a clay brick mold item, and then so you have to put your clay in the molds, and then you have to leave it over here over this fire, and then it'll bake down into the certain type of brick that you can then they take that brick and put into this thing. And then it was like, in order to get building blocks, they were talking like 10-15 steps, and they're like, wouldn't this be so cool if we made it as realistic as possible? And I was like, sure, and I want you to go and play with it. Like, they set up one thing for it and they're like, look how amazing this thing is, the system works, it's great, it's oh my gosh, it's awesome. And everybody was like, yeah, let's full send do this, go ahead. And I had to be the one in the room to be like, can we just like slow down and think for a second? Can we just slow down for a quick second here and think before we implement this across everything? I was like, because you're thinking that you're going to build this castle that you've been working on in the mod that is 20,000 something blocks to make the castle, and that only includes the exteriors to it. That doesn't even include interior walls or anything. And you're saying you want to use a lot of this cool new like brown brick that you made in here, this like sand clay mixture brick blah 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 thing. I was like, go and just sit in survival for 2 hours and see how many of those blocks you can gather. Like, just have your full focus being in there, because then we'll tell if we actually want to implement this or not. Because like, you have no plans to automate it. Like, this would be your full experience with it. And let's just say that they went in survival, and then after that the thing was no longer implemented. The entire idea of that was scrapped in favor of just using the stone cutter. Just to get the variants, because of how long it took them to actually get it. And I was like, you're right, we have to think about the actual gameplay element of, sure, this visually on paper sounds cool and be cool to have that all in there, but then you have to have players who memorized how to build this structure, or they're gonna have to pull up a guide every single time to do it. And that's the vibe that I get from Vintage Story. If you just have to have all these crazy like structure and blah 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 blah, and then it's just not, it's not fun. It's fun to do it once, sure, you build the thing and it's fun for the one time, but then you have to do it 100 more times over, and then it sucks. And that, I feel like, is something that a lot of survival crafting games get wrong. I know I'm very much on a tangent here. This is something I'm very passionate about in the survival crafting game world, because all of my content, for the most part, focuses around survival crafting games. And I know them very well. I try almost every single new one that comes out to see if it's something I want to put on my channel. And they all get it wrong. They all say, let's make this complex so that the player has to work to earn the thing, and then they can have this cool block to build with and really show off that they've earned the thing. And then it's like 5-10 minutes to get each item to build the thing, and you're like, I'm never going to build a house out of this because it sucks. I don't know how much time you think I have to play this game, but I do not have that much time to play this game. And then that's why most survival crafting games have failed when Minecraft has succeeded, is because Minecraft has kept it so simple. It is very easy to get things to build a house within Minecraft. It's very, very easy to play this game and have a good, solid experience. And you can also get rewarded by investing more time in, and then you can have a crazy amount of things to make the game even better. So I don't know. That's my TED talk. Thank you for listening. Which survival game works for you besides Minecraft? Honestly, I can't even think of one off the top of my head. Terraria is probably the closest, but that's much more combat based than building based, so it's kind of hard to compare them. Good TED talk. Thank you. Thank you. It's just a lot of devs just get so excited about a system for a game, but then they don't think about the actual playability for it, or they just copy an existing system and trying to make that like a hard survival experience because they want to make like the super hardcore gamers love their survival gameplay. It's like, nah. It's not always. It doesn't need. You don't have to complicate something to make it better. Sometimes you don't need to reinvent the wheel, and Minecraft has a great set of wheels that games can be based off of. Yeah, Valheim's pretty good. It's got a lot of good systems to it and can be it can be grindy, but I feel like a lot of the grind of Valheim is rewarding until it's like suddenly not. It was fun watching Mr. Matt's video of him building his cozy cottage and being surprised by your cameo at the Road Builders Guild tryouts. Yeah, that was the Road Builders Guild stuff has been fun. I got so many more plans for it. I need to get moving on it. I need to finish my dungeon first, but I want to get this to 10,000 days and then I'll full commit to building the dungeon. Minecraft is king. I agree 100%. Yeah, but yeah. It's hard for a lot of games to compete without being accused of being a Minecraft clone. Like, I know everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people are still saying that, what's that one by Hytale? A lot of people are still saying, yeah, when Hytale releases, Minecraft's dead. But then you look at the systems that Hytale's introducing, and I'm like, I think Hytale's going to be dead upon release because they're trying to get the Minecrafters in. The Minecrafters are going to play for a weekend, and then they're going to say, oh my god, this game is so grindy. I don't have the time to do this. And then they're going to quit. Like, it's just going to... Will I play Hytale when it comes out? You best believe I will be releasing at least one video on Hytale. I make no promises about a second video. I don't know if it comes out before I retire. If I retire and I'm like, I don't know, maybe I'll boot up my stream setup from the retirement home and then we'll log into Hytale. I'll get all my grandkids at that point to come play and do like a fWhip is back video. Here's the whole flam. Eggman, thanks so much for the 28 months, my dude. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Hope you're doing well today. Yeah, I feel like at this point, no matter what they release for Hytale, it could be the best game ever, and it will be torn apart by reviewers. It does not matter what they do, unfortunately. At this point, they have taken so long on development, and they got people so hyped up that those people that they hyped up were like 10 years old, and now they're in their mid-20s, and they're still waiting for this game to release. Like, people are just gonna... They're going to be poking so many holes in Hytale as soon as it releases and just being like, it took them how many years to do this? For people who have absolutely no idea how game development works, they're going to be like, it took how many years for this system to come out and there's still bugs in it? 0 out of 10. Could be a 10 out of 10 game in every other regard. That's the biggest problem I face. I like playing with realistic mod packs, like no punching trees, and it gets really grindy quickly, less like a game, more like a chore. Yeah, that's why I do not play with any of those, because that's the exact reason. As if you spend your game as chore simulator instead of actually playing the game. Which, don't get me wrong, sometimes there can be a bit of a dopamine hit just from completing some little checkboxes. You best believe there's some games I play and all you got to do is give me a checkbox to check off to say that I did the thing, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm having a great time. This is amazing. I just need to feel like I'm growing as a player and I'm getting slightly stronger, and oof, you mean I leveled up? Oh, I'm in, dude. I'm in. The level up does nothing, but dang it, I leveled up. Like, that's sometimes that's great. Sometimes that is all the gameplay loop I need. Dude, those checklist dopamine hit games. And then you get some where you're like, oh, I finally fully checked this mini or this thing off that's at max level now, max rank. Oh, and I'm good. I don't need to do it ever again. Yeah, that's the best. That's an MMO right there. That's what I need in a good MMO. Just straight to the dopamine. You make a custom biome, yeah.
Pleased to meet you.
There was someone who mentioned voxel game. Look it up on it's like Minecraft but blocks are smaller and it looks amazing. Reminds me of Gothic Gam.
Huh. GV, thank you so much for the 19 months, man, dude. Appreciate that. I know there was a voxel world. No, cube world. I was really excited for that back in the day. But it didn't really get updated too much. No, not cube world. It might have been voxel world. Voxel planet? I don't know, something like that. You should really build a mob switch and survive 101,000 days. But what would be more impressive? Surviving 101,000 days with a mob switch or without a mob switch? So, I mean, I could do that. Easy. Like, sure, yeah, we can make a mob switch in probably an hour. Maybe 2 hours. I got a villager breeder set up. I can get a zombie to convert them all. Easy. Done. No challenge ever left in this world as long as I don't faceplant into something or land in lava. Game over. We've done it. We can retire. Thanos snapped all of the mobs out of the existence. Never have to deal with a hostile mob ever again. Unless I want to specifically turn the switch off. And I can simply just, you know, let them do their thing. And then we'll turn the switch off when we want to run a farm and have the mobs spawn exactly in there because we're going to clear perimeter for them. And then... No. I don't like mob switches. I think if you're playing hardcore Minecraft and you're using a mob switch, you shouldn't be playing hardcore Minecraft. And I will say that about every single hardcore Minecrafter that's out there that's built a mob switch in their videos. I think it is the easiest cop-out to be able to say you're playing hardcore. It is not that difficult. After 100 days in game to survive more in a hardcore world, it's really not that hard. Something will eventually catch you out, sure. You will get caught out at one point. Like, death is gonna happen at some point in your hardcore Minecraft world. Like, you just got to be okay with that. That's why you're playing hardcore. But like, building a mob switch, no, just go play normal survival on peaceful or whatever. Like, no, if you're turning mobs off with a mob switch, that to me is cheating. Or it's not cheating, but like, you're definitely abusing mechanics. Yeah, I'll build a mob switch and we'll just never turn it on. Most dangerous thing in the endgame is probably fall damage. I would say the most dangerous thing in endgame is probably just like your elytra, yeah. I wouldn't say it's specifically fall damage, but I'd say it's your elytra definitely fits it. But the elytra, I guess, technically is fall damage, right? But usually smacking your face into something in endgame is how people go, or they die, like, or wardens nowadays are pretty deadly. Piglin brutes get a lot of people. I would say a piglin brute is more deadly than a warden. If they catch you off guard. Like a warden you can run from. A piglin brute, those things hit hard. Let's see if we can get back into here. We'll do that. Why not? Sure. The most dangerous thing in endgame is you being an idiot. Dude, the amount of people I've seen die from like flying to their gold farm and just somehow getting caught in their little donut gold farm in the stack of minecarts that they put down for entity cramming kills, and then they just die to that because they're stuck in the minecarts and they're like freaking out, like, use the rocket, and all they have to do is look down and just swipe once and they're safe. Like, the amount of people that die to that, to me, every single time, I'm like, how? I mean, I get you're in panic mode. I'm sure if I landed one of those, I would be in full panic mode too. But also, like, the fact that they just, like, fly from up above, the most dangerous way to get into their gold farms. Some people, I would say, yeah, it's the Elytra that gets you there. Like, having your Elytra equipped means you're going to take so much more damage than having another chest piece equipped. That's a big one.
Keep it real.
Day 1 of asking fWhip to watch Frieren.
I was a few episodes in. I know y'all said it. Some people said, I think we were talking about last stream. People said that was pretty good. I'll try it again. I'm watching a Moonrise right now, just for something in the background while I'm doing all this stuff. So maybe after I finish that, I'll go back. I also want to watch Andor season 2. I haven't started that yet. Yeah, it's usually like either people get greedy or they get just complacent about what they're working on. That's looking pretty good. I like it. Some good progress here. We need to... What is... That is the river. Okay, so we need to get it over to there. Making progress. We're almost 2 hours into stream today, so we probably won't get to that, but we can keep going on all this today. Nether can be dangerous if you're in a fortress and aren't paying attention to your health. Yeah, the biome, if you're in a Soul Sand Valley, Nethers can be very, very dangerous. Oh boy, is Mega trying to convince people to watch his animes? Oh no, Hades, do I not want to do it? Looking amazing. I'm liking it. I think it's looking pretty good. I mean, look at that. That is pretty cool. If I do say so myself. That's pretty cool looking. It even is disappearing in the fog now. We're basically at the bottom of it and goes all the way to the fog. I heard it was a good show, but directly from Mega. Experience ball. Cheeky little bonus experience. How is it the best? You or the mythical sausage? I don't know how, but we're both pretty good. I don't know how we both got to be pretty good, but like... If you mean who's a better builder, our build styles are so different that I don't think you can really compare them. Sausage has always had a very, very consistent mythical sausage build style. You can see that on anything and everything that man makes. You can always tell when it's a mythical sausage build, and I think that is awesome. It's such a good way to have a brand of, you can look at, even if you're playing on a server and you know people are following tutorials, because Sausage used to do so many tutorials, you can see when people have built a mythical sausage house. Like, you don't even need to double check on it. Like, it's known. Surprised you haven't started hearing the sound of dirt placing by now. Started hating hearing. It's quieter now, so it's not bad. Sausage has the equivalent of a Minecraft art style. Yeah, I feel like I have a good style too, but I definitely, like, I change my stuff up a little bit. Whereas he's very consistent on all of his stuff with the big arches, the big, like, paneling and all that. I think you is the best builder on the internet right now. I don't know if I would agree with that. I would definitely say I'm a good builder, but I don't think I'm the best. I also think there's a lot of builders who are much, much more talented than I am. Especially ones who do not have a YouTube channel. There's even some people in chat here that are better builders than I am. I will never claim or ever try to be the best builder in Minecraft. That's not a title that I even care about going for. All I want to do with my builds in Minecraft is be happy with my own builds. I couldn't care less if other people love them or hate them. I mean, I do to an extent because it means I can continue making videos. But I've taken the stance recently to be much more on the side of trying to really go for what I want to build, not what I think the internet wants me to build. And I've been very, very happy with making that change. So that's been a good way to do it. Joel's insane. Yeah, Joel's really talented too. He has a really Joel has the very good way of just making something happen and making it work. That I find very impressive about Joel's builds. Sometimes, like, there's been some ideas that Joel's told me about that he's like, hey, I'm gonna build this thing. What do you think? And I'm like, how are you gonna pull that off? He's like, I don't know, I'll figure it out. And a few hours later, he's like, all right, I got it done. I'm like, how did you do that? Like, what? He has a good ability to like just see a vision in something and just go for it. That I find that very, very admirable. Like, that's something I wish I could do more. Like, I have a hard time getting that like initial vision in my brain down. I can usually get it there and get something I'm happy with, but Joel has a really, really good ability to just send it on a build and get it to look good. Honestly, I think B-Dubs is a contender for the title and how he uses perspectives and things like that. I think B-Dubs is really, really talented, but I also, and this is not a knock on him at all, I know that he uses a lot of the builders on the bakery server for inspiration. So a lot of the build techniques that B-Dubs features in videos that he's like, here's this cool thing that I saw or I'm doing or trying this. He never really claims them as his own, which I really respect him for that. He more is just showcasing how they work. But if you go to the bakery, which is a Minecraft builders server, it's a very, very talented group of people. I think it's a public server. But yeah, almost every single one of the things B-Dubs is like coining as, or not coining, he's not making it himself, he's doing nothing of the regard, but one of the things that his viewers and his community are constantly saying, like, B-Dubs invented the glass waterfall, or whatever you want to call it, or those types of things, you know, all those different elements. You will have seen people on the bakery doing that weeks earlier, and that's not, again, like, everybody builds their own way. We all get inspiration from different sources. I will never claim to be somebody who has invented every little thing I've ever done by myself. Like, artists inspire each other. That is what makes a good artist can create something on their own. Great artists are able to use people around them and experiences around them to bring it into their art to make their art even better. But like, you need inspiration for all that stuff. But I think there's a lot of things that the internet has put the claim for B-Dubs of B-Dubs invented said thing, when in reality he actually just got it from there. So he's a great builder. He is really, really good at implementing things. But yeah, I think the Hermitcraft fandom is very, very quick to give creation rights to their favorite hermits without really even doing the research to look into it. Because, like, even off of that, like, the build stone stuff that people have been saying Mumbo invented, if you go to Mumbo's video where he first, quote, invented the build stone fan, he literally gives a shout out to the person that inspired him to do the thing in the video, where he literally is being able to design it to implement it in his own world. And then people are like, no, Mumbo invented this, duh. When Mumbo's literally there saying, I got this idea from blah, blah, blah. But like, apparently the viewers just did not hear that. And that happens a lot. That happens a lot. There's even things people have said and claimed that I invented. I'm like, no, I did not. I actually gave the shout out to the person who I got the idea from. So I would always say, take it with a grain of salt for all the Minecraft content creators. I think there's a lot of really, really talented Minecraft content creator builders, but usually there's a lot of the unsung heroes in the background who are actually the ones like inventing new tech for building things that do not get the fame for it because some content creator came along with a bigger audience and said, hey, look at this cool thing I found. Who cares? It's a limited sandbox game. Yeah, I mean, it it doesn't matter as long as everybody... The only time that something like that matters is when I think people are actually like claiming that they did something when they didn't do the thing. Like when you can tell that somebody stole a build and they're like, I invented this thing. That's when it matters to me, at least. That's when I'm like, this is icky. Like, I think I'm a good builder. I would say I have a build in this world where a lot of the things I'm very, very happy with. But I also think there's a lot of things in here that I would not have been able to achieve if it weren't for inspiration sources from other builders. And like, I unfortunately can't remember a lot of them, but like I know for some of the newer buildings in the city, for the harbor and a few of these things down here, a lot of the inspiration that I got for that, which I gave credit to in the video when I published it, was from Germsy Boy. Of he's building a big huge city in his survival world, and I thought some of the build styles and the way he was shaping out some buildings were absolutely awesome that I just hadn't even thought of, but it was something that worked really well with the style that I was already using in my builds. So I was trying to take a few of the design elements from there and blend it into what I had already. I didn't invent the thing, but they also made my builds in the harbor better than what we have in the upper district. And that's because I was able to use somebody else's inspiration to make my stuff better. So you kind of have all those different elements in there. And I will always try and be very upfront where I get inspiration from and who I can get ideas from. I will always be very honest with y'all when I where it comes from and how I get it and who it's by and all that. I never want to be hiding or claiming things as my own when they're not. If I'm gonna not judge other people, but talk about how I think that happens a lot and it's a negative thing in Minecraft space, and if I were to do it myself, that's a wee bit hypocritical, don't you think? So I try to not do that. What will the next episode or... next episode for hardcore will be out this week, and it is doing a huge amount of work in New Papyrus. I think y'all's are gonna like it. Let me get this riverbed up a little bit more. This is very steep. Have you ever spoken to Alpine 1? I don't know who that is now. Actually, I might have heard of that. That's another content creator, right? Same thing with Redstone. Everyone uses the same couple of designs for farm, but it's not an issue as long as you're not claiming you invented it. Yeah, I think Redstone's a little bit different because after a while of building things, like, did somebody eventually, like, create the sugarcane farm? Like, somebody came up with the idea when it came out that, hey, you can use an observer to trigger a sugarcane growing, and then you can break the sugar, and then it'll just have a piston blow that'll break the sugarcane. Somebody did originally come up with that design, 100%, but then also it's such a basic concept that most people learn in Minecraft now that, like, you don't really need to be giving the shout out every single time that you make a sugarcane farm to whoever made that originally. I don't know. But then you also get a lot of Redstoners who claim things that are theirs when they're not actually theirs. So it all happens in the exact same way that it happens in the building community. It just is what it is. God, grass sounds are so quiet now compared to dirt. You invented the manual sugarcane farm? Yeah, the manual one. Oh no, actually, I invented the manual wheat farm. Actually, yeah. If any of y'all use a hoe to break some wheat, please credit me. Have you tried the Rethinking Voxel shader pack? I have a few times. I like it. I think the color lighting stuff is pretty cool. I just don't really tend to use shaders. What do you think of SB's hardcore series? What he was able to achieve was pretty cool. I do think that he falls into that thing that I was talking about earlier. I think what he did is impressive, and I think he made great content for it. But I think with all of the exploity things he did in the realm of, I'm doing this so I can never die, like going and downgrading his Minecraft to get like the super duper enchanted stuff when there's a version that you could roll back to. And you could throw like prot 4, blast prot 4, projectile protection and everything all on pieces like that, and then like doing that, and then also having a mob switch, and then having a warden switch, and having all those things. Like, play how you want to play. I will never judge, like that's fine, but it does, I think, take away a little bit of the authenticity of the actual hardcore side. And like, again, he can play however he wants. I think what he achieved and what he did overall for the hardcore Minecraft community is really good. I think he did a great job. But if you're coming in terms of like claiming to be like a fully legitimate hardcore Minecraft world, granted, I also don't like to be the one who's like setting standards on stuff like that, and I will never try and set that for like a standard that all Minecrafters should follow. But for when I look at hardcore content, for looking at all those things, like, it's just different playstyles in the end, and so it kind of has different categories for it. But when you have stuff where you're AFKing, and then you also have stuff where you're like having like the super OP stuff that you kind of gimmick the game to be able to get those things, I think it does take away a little bit of it. But again, I think he also did so much positive for the Minecraft hardcore community in general just by uploading his videos. He's a very, very large channel, and I think part of the reason hardcore Minecraft is so big nowadays is because he jumped on the trend. So I'm curious to see what he does next. I tend to not really follow his videos all that much because it's just not my playstyle, just in terms of he's doing a lot of kind of that like Minecraft checklist of here's all these OP things I can find, like, and I just don't really care about that stuff. But yeah, no hate towards the guy. You'll think you'll ever finish this mountain? Hopefully one day. When that is, I don't know. We're getting there, though. Did the music stop playing? No, it's playing. One sec. Sorry, I need to look at something. One moment. I gotta check a quick little worky thing. All of that is busy? 1 second. Sorry. Marcos just messaged me saying he's missing a ton of footage for part of the build. All of that's missing? Weird. Huh. Let me just look at one thing real quick. Sorry, friends. Weird. Feathered building in the city. I definitely have Huh. Sorry, I'm really confused. City, so we have the play. Is this voice line? I don't think y'all can hear anything. I have... Okay, voice line for the montage. I want this to look like an older... Where the heck is this coming in at? I'm so confused. I'm so confused. What the heck? Oh, wow. Yeah, I am missing all that. Oh, weird. Okay, I'll figure that out after stream. Oh, no, there it all is. Oh, I found it. It's like, I know I recorded all that. Yeah. Oh. Weird. Sorry, stream might lag for a sec. I need to upload some footage for him. I don't know. Okay, we're back. Audio is coming through. Yeah, well, there you get a preview of a voice line coming in for the next video. What sound system is that set up at? That should be going through the... I thought I had system muted. Well, I don't know if you heard my audio voice line from that stuff. Weird. That was interesting. Sorry about that. Where are we at? I lost my chat. fWhip, listening to fWhip. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, this is what it is. That was so weird. Somehow I accidentally recorded a bunch of footage to the wrong file chapter, and then so I uploaded it and then recorded a lot more to it, and then missed that one uploading again. Oopsie daisy. This is gonna need to come back big time over here. Hard to tell because of both of your voice, yeah. Do a video of building tips. I have many videos of building tips. There are many out there. I would say go watch all those ones because they all still very much do apply. And the reason why I stopped doing building tips videos is because people stopped watching them. So, by the fact of you saying do a building tip video is actually the exact reason why I don't do building tip videos, because there is a lot of fWhip building tip videos out there, and they don't got many views on them. So, kind of hard to do a building tip video. Will you finish Path? Like the city? I hope so. I hope to be able to finish a lot of the city part of Path by the end of this year. I think that could be really fun. I'm kind of struggling on getting the inside done, I will say. I need to really kind of just get that together and do it. I'll search for them. I'd love to watch them. Yeah, I got quite a few. A lot are more concept-y wise, or just like build ideas wise and stuff like that. But
Pleased to meet you.
Do you have a mods list or a mod pack for 1.20.5?
1.20.5? No, I don't keep track of my old mod lists. 1.21.5 though, there's a list in the Discord under the resources tab. Oh, hey guys, welcome back. You can check that if you'd like to look at what my mod list is, but I don't keep my old lists updated. 1.20, 1.5. Yeah, check the Discord, Noah. It's in the resources channel. Oh, I got all the way back here. I don't know how I did that. There's a big truck going by outside if it's a little loud, sorry. What music do you listen to? I mostly listen to like electronic music. I listen to a lot of the wub. Not like super dubstep-y, but I do tend to listen to a lot more electronic or kind of like chill vibes. Kind of that. I don't know. I like just more melodic stuff just to have noise that's not too like vocal heavy. I listen to a lot of everything though, but if I'm just like defaulting to whatever I'm picking, it's usually some electronic-y type something or another. How are you doing with interiors on Path? I haven't done any since I did them in the harbor. A lot are done though. There's a big portion of them done. I need to get onto the server again soon. Rock something. I don't know. I need to get back to the inn. Oh no, what'd you do? What's going on in Oblivion? Have you watched either of the Tron movies? I watched the one that came out like what, 10 years ago, something like that. I don't remember. I love that one. I think Tron, like the world behind it, is such a cool piece for cinema. Thoughts on Weezer, the band? I feel like I used to listen to them, but I don't much anymore. Because they're kind of rocky, right? And they're kind of like grungy rock, if I remember correctly. I'm so bad with names on things, so. Especially music groups. Another one found us. Oh, his helmet broke. Sorry, buddy. What was the one block that is underrated in your opinion? Diorite. There's too many diorite haters out there because they think it's cool. And birch. There's far too many people that hate diorite and hate birch because their favorite content creator told them to do it. And then you also have the content creators that part of their brand used to be how much they hate one of those blocks. And they kept it going up for so long, and now they literally just can't do it. Like if they were to ever build with the block, their audience would lose their mind. When in reality, those are some of the best blocks to build with. Yeah, Cam Man is one of them who's a big time birch hater. Because even Sausage used to joke about how much he hated birch, and then I kept building with it and forcing him to look at it to the point where he's like, okay, fine, it's good. But no, it's one of those, just, I don't know. I always find it so funny when people build a brand around hating something. Not funny, it's actually kind of sad. Even if it starts as some harmless, like, funny joke to get going, like, it's still gonna... I don't see it as a smart move, but, you know, they can run their channel however they want. Do you like potatoes? IRL? I mean, yeah, potatoes IRL, delicious. Love French fries. Potatoes in Minecraft, yeah, great crop. Good for planting. What about the bird poop joke of Hermitcraft? I don't think that's a bird poop joke of Hermitcraft anymore. I don't think that joke really happens on Hermitcraft too much in the last year. I think the one who would constantly make that joke is no longer on there. Time's at 120. Probably go eat some food. What mob slash mechanic are you most excited for in the summer drop? I think the happy gas will be fun. It'd be cool to be able to do some builds surrounding them. I just haven't watched Hermitcraft in a while. I just know that it was there for a while. Yeah, they had some drama earlier this year that resulted in a few people leaving. And one of them was the profound diorite hater. But it's not my space to speak on that. There are many videos and subreddits, posts, and everything that you can, and official posts from Hermitcraft members that you can learn about more what happened there. So you're welcome to go look that stuff up. He ain't said a word about Acacia since Acacia is the most overrated block. As we all know. You don't like Acacia? Acacia is great. Dude, Acacia is so good. That is such a good burnt orange color. I can't agree with it being overrated. Underrated. I would say Acacia's underrated. Going to England for 4 months? Kristen, that sounds fun. Have fun. Do you have wife? I do have wife. Yes, I own a wife. No. I can't even say that with a straight face. Picked one up at Wife's R Us and we're all good. You have fiber, like internet, or like in my diet? I have both though, yeah. Gotta make sure you get your fiber in both ways. How's Mrs. fWhip doing? She's good. She's working today. She's a little sleepy. Somebody partied too hard for her 30th birthday celebration. No, and by somebody, I mean both of us. We were both very, very sleepy yesterday. Yesterday was a full-on rot day. 7 months apart from your housemate. Oh, yeah, that's a long time. How are the doggos doing? They're good. They're enjoying the weather because it means all the windows in the house are open. It's warm enough right now, so Coda and Nova's noses are both just glued to the windows. Just getting those good sniffs coming in. What are your plans for 10,000 days in this world? You're looking at them. I'm placing dirt. Got 143 more days of dirt placing ahead of us. How can I tell if music is copyrighted to use or not? You want the simple answer? Assume all music is copyrighted. Unless the music explicitly states that it is copyright free, and even at that point, if you grab it off some random YouTube video that says use these copyright free songs in all your videos, I can guarantee you that about half of those are still copywritten. Don't just trust anybody and everybody on the internet. They will there's a lot of not good music to use on the internet. Well, it's great music. I just can't use it because it'll get a copyright strike. Resin plus Acacia equal Bowser's Castle. I don't see a problem with that. What if you want to make Bowser's Castle? I have the perfect blocks to make Bowser's Castle. OMG fWhip, you're from Seattle? I am. How much netherite do you have? Netherite beacon for 10,000 days? Dude, I got like 6 netherite blocks. I used all of it to make tools. I don't really care about doing that type of stuff anymore. I think there's so much more useful and impressive stuff I could do in my world in the time that it would take to be able to get a netherite beacon. Would it be cool to have that box checked in this world of being like, yeah, I did the netherite beacon. I did it. Yeah, that would be pretty sick. That would be fun. But there's still the realm that it's been done so many times on YouTube. Unless there becomes a new way to get netherite that's like actually cool and fun and intensive and just like a new system, I don't want to make a video that's already been made by hundreds of people. And also the amount of people that have done the quote netherite beacon challenge that just cheat. Like there's so many people with their netherite beacons out there that just did not get it legit. I know, I would assume WadZ did it legit, and he was the first person to post the video saying that they got a full netherite beacon. I know Pixarifs did it legit, and he was one of the first people to post that he did the netherite beacon in survival. But after that, I don't know how many people did it legit. Jevin probably did it legit because he did it on Hermitcraft, and they don't really cheat on there. So you'd have to assume that one's legit, and he streamed like 99% of it, I think. But I don't really know about many other people. Done any more Civ 7? I've been kind of waiting for more patches to come out. I keep checking it out, and it keeps feeling a little off. So I haven't really got into it a huge amount, but I'm excited to keep playing it more, though. Good way to tell by looking at their stats. Stats can be fudged. What is this? Let's just end that. 2, 4. It's a long one. One but did it legit. Watch him do it on stream. Yeah. Yeah, you got a lot of people who stream it, but then you have a lot of people who, let's just say a week or two after WadZ finished his nether... after WadZ finished his netherite beacon, somehow he said it took him 3 months to do it, and he was grinding forever. And somehow a week later, just so happened that like 20 or 30 other channels all had been also grinding an entire 3 months to do the netherite beacon. Just out of nowhere, they just happened to be doing it. We're planning to leave the wheat in. I think we can expand it and work it in better too, but some of that'll get broken, but some will be some of that'll stay, but some will probably get removed. You know what? I feel like I should finish at least this stretch in here, like just up to there. Like we should finish that. I'm pretty hungry though. Do y'all mind if I go heat up some food real quick and then we'll come back and we'll keep dirt placing and getting the rest of this done? So we'll do a little munch, a little eat. About how many blocks do you have explored and built on? I delete chunks with every update, so I have removed all of the unbuilt on chunks. Yeah. There we go. I'll leave y'all like this so you can look at the land. But I'll be back in like 2 minutes. So, 1 sec, friends. Thanks for hanging. I'll turn on the music and I'll be back in a few. Okay, we're back. Thanks for hanging. Hi. I had to heat up my food. It's kind of chilly. I like it getting cold. Ooh-woos. There's all the ooh-woos. Okay. Usual. Thank you, mods. Thank you, mods. Got some leftover. We ordered Thai food last night. Wow, it really like hit you guys with like a lo-fi song. like super quiet lo-fi. Do you play Minecraft with standard keybinds? I changed sprint to T, which I know is probably sacrilege for some PvPers, but it makes sense for me. Sprint on T and talk has moved to enter. You put it on R for run. Good. R is actually my F5 key. So yeah, I guess R is different. This is R. Sprint on T because when I played World of Warcraft, I always put my movement ability on T, so it just like made sense for me. I always change throw to Y. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I have definitely queued my sword too many times. Yeah, Pete told me about moving F5 to R, and I changed it mid MCC, and it was such a good call. He was like, "What do you guys have your F5 set to?" And I was like, "F5?" And he was like, "No." I'm like, "Okay, I didn't know I was wrong." Use FLBR. FLB. Those aren't even remotely close to each other. You use that to move around? FGRB? What does F5 do in craft? It's this. Change your perspective. Wow, that's just like intensive. F is crouch? No, shift is crouch. Or control. Shift. Or if you turn the view your villager house into a small outpost or something. Oh, that little one? Or those. That's we're gonna turn into a whole village over there. Just like going up the side of the mountain, I think would be really fun. By like some manor or something on top. You flipped your left click and right click. If anybody else uses your computer, they must be so confused. Sorry, let me just eat for a few and then we'll go back in. Did one of those, put it in the microwave for 3 minutes to heat it up, and it just is definitely cold in the middle. Sword is 9, bow is 8. I can see that. I have a Corsair scimitar, so I have a 12-button mouse. So I use the... I have one at... Let's see if I can get it. One at the 12-button mice. So those are all buttons on the side. So I use that for mostly moving around my hotbar. What else are we going to build in this world? Today we're purely just focusing on this. Ooh, fancy. If you play any MMOs, any game with a lot of keybinds, you have to get one of those if you want to be a really... it'll actually make you such a better gamer. How long are you going to be live for? Probably another hour-ish. I got to get some review stuff back to Marco, so I'm going to do it before the end of the day, so... I don't want to keep him waiting on me for too long. Temple over the mountains, but then it would make the mountains look really out of scale. I'm trying so hard to not spill peanut sauce on my white shirt. It's so far going all right. button mouse to turn into a true gamer? Definitely, yeah. Because you can map them to non-existent keys on a keyboard. By default, it'll map to your 1 through your equal sign for 12, but you can map it to anything else, so you can actually map it to like F13 through, I think 24 is the highest F key you can go to. So you can just create net new keys out of it that don't exist, so then you don't have to move either hand too much. So instead of needing to move your like keyboard hand to like over to reach like O or I or U or whatever like that, you just don't have to do that because you reprogram those all on your mouse. The less your hand needs to move, the less chance that you'll actually mess up keybinds. Sorry, Ben. I'll make sure that we really keep the birch tree right here. Yeah, click the like button if you haven't. We got 1,300 people in here. And we got 970 likes almost. How do I get the front buttons? On the... I actually find it harder to get the back ones. But you can also, on the Corsair at least, you can slide the whole thing forward or backward to make it easier. So... Alexander, you're just gonna have to like find an SMP and make friends. Custom trees, yeah, I definitely think custom birch tree right there. Eh. Just some salmon wiggling out in the river. Okay, I'm all done. Let's get back into it. I'm a little baby when it comes to spice, but I love like high spice because it actually has flavor. And so I do like a little 1 star, just get a hint of it. And they definitely put way more than 1 star in that. I was like, last night I was like, oh. How come your netherite tools don't look enchanted? Is it a mod? No, it's an accessibility setting. Right here. Right here. Glint strength. And glint speed. That is a Minecraft setting in accessibility settings. Not gonna lie, the custom train you're making looks like modded train. I mean, the best way possible. I mean, modded train looks like my train. But yeah, I mean, we're trying to create like rolling, sloping hills going up here and make it look natural, which is what a lot of mods do. That is a little flat along there, but it's like only from that angle, so it's fine. My mouth is on fire. Definitely eat spicy food and then continue talking on stream. Great idea. Yeah. Fine, totally fine. We'll work with the wheat again later. I just don't have a better alternative for it yet, so I haven't removed it. But I think the dry grass is going to be really, really cool for that. Get you some milk? What? You want me to be in pain? Nah, I'm lactose intolerant. No milk, please. Hold the milk. Do not deliver. Send back to kitchen. A 1,000 likes. Wow. Thanks y'all. I appreciate it. Where'd you get the texture back for the grass? It's a mod. Pretty sure it's lamb dynamic grass. Do we got a birch hater in here? I'd love to hear more about the system you use to be more efficient in keeping consistent schedule. Something I've struggled with since working a full-time job and getting married. Hey, Pandafire, how you doing? Welcome on in. Yeah, I think it's just like figuring out what works for you and figuring out like being willing to change things up is really big, and like giving a new system a shot. Because if you're working a full-time job outside of YouTube and you're trying to do YouTube, as you kind of just have to be okay with the fact that you'll never be uploading as much content as people who are full-time, because you literally just do not have the time in the day to do it. Like a lot of people ask me always like, how do I upload as much as you, blah blah blah, and they're like, I do this as a hobby and I have 10 hours a week to do it, but how do I do all that? And it's like, you can't, like that's just impossible. No matter what way you cut it, like there's no way to get all those hours in. So I think it's finding ways to be more successful at the time that you do have is what I was trying to focus on a lot when I was a smaller channel. So trying to really prioritize the small videos or smaller projects that we're going to be able to do well, at least what I thought, or something that could be divided up into multiple, or just being okay with not posting all the time. That's another valid way to do it nowadays. But yeah, I feel that a lot of it for balancing the life and all that aspect is just, if you want to keep up with YouTube and it's not at a place where it can turn into a full-time job, unfortunately something does have to give. Like there's just, you're either sacrificing social time, you're sacrificing time to like get chores and things done, you're sacrificing sleep time, like, or you just have to, or you're sacrificing like personal hobbies time and just like leisure time. So a lot of, I feel like small content creators, their leisure time turns into their content creation time, and just being able to like set that and be able to balance it as much as you can, and just being okay with things changing on the go. What day count did you defeat the Ender Dragon? I think we're like 300 days in game, if I remember correct. Can't really remember. We had done quite a few episodes. But hopefully that helps Panda Fire with just a little bit on how to do it, for at least from my side. I feel like I'm so far out of the game now from when I was doing it as a part-time gig before it became in there, because I've been doing it full-time for almost 5, I think I'm coming up on 5 years now, or I'm in my 5th year of doing it full-time. So I feel like a lot of how I used to balance that, I don't really remember. All I know is that I was getting home from my normal day job, taking the dog for a walk, and just locking myself in a room and recording a video. But also the videos I was recording back then was maybe 2 to 3 hours of total time into the video, including editing. I was like, this is all that I have. This is all the time I can give. This is all that I have, and we're gonna try and do it. Like, transforming a village for me was something that was taking a month, because I was doing as many houses as I could in a week. It was taking like 12 videos, and I was uploading 3 videos a week. How many days do you think you'll play in this world? I hope to keep this world around for as long as I possibly can. I feel that. No hobby, just Minecraft. Yeah, when you're a content creator and starting out, you kind of are stuck into, if you want to give it the energy and effort to turn into something that could be successful, you kind of have to be sacrificing everything else, and that sucks. And that's not even like a surefire way that you're going to be successful. Like, so much of YouTube is up to just I always call YouTube an educated chance, because you can game the system all you want, you can research all you want about all these like trends, you can really go off of all of that and blah blah blah, and really just gamify the heck out of it. I mean, I do it. I used to do it a ton. I don't do it as much anymore, but I still am like aware of it. In how I make content, like I very much gamify YouTube, but you can't always. You're never going to be right 100% of the time. Like there's going to be so many times where you put a lot of time and energy into something that you're like, yep, this bet's going to pay. Like I know this is going to get dividends are coming. Like we're going to get so many new subs off this video. Heck yeah, let's go. And then the video flops. Like and then like some of my ones where I'm like, all right, this is just a throwaway video. I just don't have much time. Like, let's get this thing done. And that's the video that goes viral. Like, I don't know, man. As much stuff as I want to predict it and say, like, the Woolly Cow Ranch last week, I was like, all right, this will probably be like a solid 5 out of 10 video. Like, I'm like, this is fun. This is cool. I'm enjoying it. I enjoyed making the build, and I want to do it for me because I was just really excited to do something in that build style again. And then it's doing great. It's like a 2 out of 10 right now. It's doing as well as the Hardcore River video did. And that did really well. So you just never know. But yeah, I think my biggest thing that I would say I wish I had done, granted, I think it would have held back the success a little bit too. So you always got to balance like where you want with it. But I wish I had taken some time to not prioritize YouTube so much, because I felt like I was, granted, and I'm one of the success cases of people who have turned YouTube into a full-time job. Not everybody's been able to do that. So I know it's a little bit different in that regard, but there's definitely a lot of times where I'm like, it probably would have been better to just like not work that day or go out and do something. But hindsight's 20/20, you know. Would you consider building a city at 1 to 1.5 scale, as in like needing hundreds of thousands of homes for everybody to live in? No, absolutely not. I would love to build a city in Minecraft that has like 200 houses to it. I think that could be a really fun one, but I'm not planning to build like actual IRL realistic-ish scale cities. How do you keep yourself from falling into the trap of perfectionism when it comes to content creation? Sometimes I just let my brain say, you know what, this has been enough time for it. I don't want to put more effort into this now. It looks good enough. It's more I'm happy with the result instead of this result's perfect. That's the difference I go for. And it doesn't always work. Sometimes I say, no, it's not there yet. And that's fine. Like that's just part of making and creating. That's just a part of being an artist, is you're gonna always have things that you love. You're gonna always have things that you just absolutely hate that you've created. You're gonna have something that you loved when you made it 6 months ago, and now you can't even believe how your brain could have come up with something that incredibly ugly. Oh my god, what were you thinking when you made that? Like, we're all gonna have those moments. Anybody who just does anything somewhat creative knows exactly what I'm talking about, whether you're writing, whether you're, I don't know, cross-stitching, whether you are just like working in a garden and planting all your little veggies and doing decorative flowers and all that stuff. And you're gonna always want to change things that you've done in the past, but I was trying to remember, if I was happy with it when I created it then that was the point. That was the point of making that then. Nothing that you make you need to love forever. That you, in like the time that you've been doing art or whatever you want to say. There's always there's always going to be growth, whether it's positive or negative growth. There's going to be growth. And so if you don't love the thing, that's fine. As long as you liked it when you made it, that's what matters. Will you come back and add stairs and slabs and shading to these rocks? Yeah, much later date, but I would love to do that. I'm using all of the dirt and stone for now, just because it's what I have on hand. I really wanted to shape the area out. So that's kind of why I'm holding back a bit on it. But I would love to come through and get it all textured. You think you'll ever build anything under this mountain? Maybe. I wouldn't be surprised if one day I get inspired to make some giant crazy cave. That could be cool. I'm leaving it open. I'm leaving it open for if the brain wants to do that at a later date. The brain can do that at a later date. Looks good even without shading. Yeah, the shading just takes the extra mile. We're out of dirt. Well, stone, not dirt. The opposite. Building at different scales is definitely helping when developing context for certain structural elements. Yes, but you need to have consistency between your scale. There needs to be... There's a lot of people that will just build, say, a farmhouse, like that little guy right over there. And then right next to that, they'll just have a giant, huge mansion that's like that scale. But they basically look the same. And they're like, oh yeah, they're just neighbors. And it's like, no, the scale is completely off. So I always try and stick to, at least in this world, if I'm changing up the scale a lot, there needs to be some lore reason for why the scale's changing so much. So whether that's that they were, I don't know, there's some old ancient society that built some massive bridge that's here now that the people are still using, but it's super crumbled and ruined and kind of an older build style, so a different block palette, blah-de-blah. Or it's something that just like has a huge significance and is meant to be a focal point, like the Foliage University is probably going to be a bit of a bigger build, just because I want it to really stand out and kind of like be another thing on a hill like we have the World Tree. It's not going to be as up to the World Tree height like we have, but it's going to be big. So, new hardcore episode will be out on Thursday. We're wrapping up the edit stuff today and tomorrow, and then we got to get approval from a little sponsor. So once that's out, we'll get y'all updated. Most of this that we're doing right now, we're just making up as we go by hand, but I do use Axiom and then bring it in with Litematica a lot. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna go get a quick bevy real quick because my water's low and I'm out of Celsius and we've got yummy bevies out in the garage. I'll be right back. One moment. Sorry, leaving you a chair again. Okay, we're back. Logged on in for a second. I thought he died. No, or we're still alive. We're chilling. Video I'm editing has exceeded 50 minutes. If it's good, who cares? If it's entertaining for 50 minutes, then is that a bad thing? That's what I always tell myself. Sid went to Costco recently and just got like a giant thing of the sparkling ice. Oh, they're so yummy. Yummy, 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 yummy. Make sure I close that cap so I don't accidentally spill it everywhere. And I guess it is nighttime, so we can just chill until we go sleep. Like that brand, it's good. Yeah. One of a family friend from when I was a little kid growing up, their mom worked for the company, and she would just like come to like every single soccer game, just bring like a pallet of them and just hand them out to everybody. It was so good. So we always had so many. She'd always be like, yeah, they just gave me more. They just keep giving me more. Lucky and I found Izzy, but they're kind of hard to find. Yeah, those ones are a little like punchy in the face, bubbly. Not bad, but they're a little punchy in the face. I tend to like a little bit of a softer, bubbly beverage. What's your plan for the dungeon misadventures? It's gonna be a big bear cave. I'm retexturing polar bears as grizzly bears. And that's all you gotta know. Can't spoil it. I want to send this. Miss Galley, I got no idea on that, but my assumption would be no. Because there's a lot that we do behind the scenes to be able to make everything work. That, if we put that out, y'all would need a full-on wiki to be able to actually implement things. And then that would, if we published the Misadventures mod and said, hey, anybody can download this, make your own misadventures, woohoo, go have fun, make your dungeons, nobody would actually want to do it because of how much manual behind the scenes effort we're doing to actually get our dungeons to work. What could potentially happen, again, I have no insight if this is actually planned or intentional or anything, but there is a possibility that the server would release, but even that, I would not bet on it. I do not. Our group typically, when we do these quote modded series, do not release the things that we're working on. So I would more than likely guess that there will not be a download, or there'll not be a... Y'all might get a blank world download of it once it's done, like we did with Empires, but I wouldn't assume that there's going to be a download. I don't know. I'm not in charge of it. I can wash my hands clean of this one and just be there to help if Lizzie needs any admin help. Yeah. Very hands-on custom setup. Doesn't usually work well as a public pack. No. And I just know. No matter how much we would say in that of, hey, you need to do a lot of manual setup. Hey, we're not going to help y'all with setting this up. Hey, if you download this, please check this box to say that you will not reach out to us for support in any regard if you've changed anything in here, because it's going to be fully up to you to set it up. This is purely just giving you the files so that you can do 100% of the work yourself. We will be doing nothing to help. Every single content creator would get spammed. Excuse me, how do I set it up? Like, you just know that's gonna happen. Like, it does not matter. It's just, you know it's gonna happen. Yeah, people won't read those lines. They'll just see, click checkbox to continue. Done. Continue, please. Don't get me wrong. I would love to be able to share that stuff with y'all. I think it's so fun. I think it's such a cool way to play Minecraft. But it is just not something that we could reasonably do at any scale to be able to support even a tiny portion of our community. That thing would be so intensive to manage. So I just do not think it is. I feel called out. I'm just saying, before you reach out to anybody for help, especially if it's a public open source thing, please, dear God, read the documentation. People want to create public open source things so that they can help people, and they had an idea that they want to pursue. They don't want to be tech support. Just go. If you're ever going to download something and you have questions, please read the documentation before you go bother the person who made it. That's all I can ask for on their behalf. Sounds like you're speaking from experience. Oh yeah, no, I used to work in IT and database management and technical support, and I've also helped run mod development teams in the Minecraft mod community. So yeah, I have a lot of experience with it, and I'm also a content creator who has dealt with releasing world downloads for things like Empires and previous SMPs and my own worlds and my own resource packs and my latest one that I've been getting a lot is because I finally started releasing my tree schematics for people to download and use as they wish for non-content creation or monetary benefits. So you can get my tree schematics with Axiom blueprints, and you can get them for Litematica schematics, so you can import them and use them as you wish. I've recently had a weird uptick in people asking me to start putting them out with the Minecraft schematic thing. Because so that they can use it there and import them with like the Minecraft structure blocks. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's cool. Maybe I'll look into it. They're such a pain to set up. So incredibly annoying to make those. And then also on top of it is that they only go to 32 by 32 by 32, and some of my trees are too big, so they can't even do it. If I had somebody get really mad at me that became a patron to get it and asked if they could have that supported file, and I was like, hey, I don't have that, but like you can go download them all and then make them yourself if you'd like to. Like, you can, if you know how to use those, like, here's the link to download Litematica for you. And they're like, I don't use Litematica. I was like, okay. Sorry. Got you come on the VOD, but want to say I've been watching you for many years now, and finally getting a mortgage. I'll be able to neglect my interiors like you. Welcome to adulting. What even is the Minecraft schematic thingy? You can make schematics using structure blocks, which we actually use on Misadventures to be able to use command. You can then call them with command blocks, which is pretty fun. So you can, that's how people make like animated things with command blocks, is you use structure blocks to make like each frame of it as if it were an animation. And then you rather use Litematica. Oh, it's not survival friendly at all. Litematica is the survival friendly way to do it. Oh. Using so much rock over there. Supposed to be using dirt, and we're using rock. Very nice videos from your hardcore series. Inspire me a lot. Hey, very cool. Enjoy, Pinky. Let's do that. That'll be fine. Mansion's looking amazing. It's getting there. It's definitely wide. Now we just gotta make it go back. How do you play so long and not feel guilty? It's my job. I get paid to do this. I am earning money right now by doing this. It is my full-time job to make Minecraft videos. So it is it becomes a lot more easy to develop a reason for why to do something when you have a monetary benefit for doing it. So just like, that's just the full honesty of all of it. Like, I don't have another thing outside of it other than, if I was not a content creator, I would probably still be playing Minecraft. I would not be playing as much Minecraft as I do, and I definitely would be going through more of the phases of, okay, I'm gonna play it for a few months and then I'm gonna take a break and go check out these other things, or okay, business job life is busy, okay, I probably don't need to be doing this right now, I should focus on other things, blah blah blah. Like, there's the easiest way to say is that, like, this is actually my full-time job, and I need to be making videos in order to keep it as a full-time job. Pinky, thanks for the dono. Appreciate it. If you didn't have much time to play, would you utilize creative or just kind of spam build within reason? Oh, my bad. I think if I was not a content creator and I was but I was still like wanted to build and do a lot, I probably would be playing creative. I really love survival, but part of that is that I have the time to dedicate to do survival in the way that I enjoy. I don't really enjoy the process of automating all of the resources and then just going to chests to pick them all up and place them down and blah blah blah. Like, I don't enjoy that too much.
Hello, many greetings.
Joel, thank you so much for the gift sub to Astrocat. Appreciate it. So I think for me, if I were not a content creator, I would probably be playing creative. Mostly I'm saying that, but I would probably have a small survival world on the side. But my primary play time would probably be dedicated to creative, at least for the big art projects that I would want to be doing. And I say that with a little bit of backing to it in terms of before I was a content creator and I was playing Minecraft just like for a hobby and for some fun, and like, I'm already out, dang it. I was
Pleased
selling
to meet
server
you.
spawns and things like that. I only played creative.
Builder of the world.
I actually only played creative. Not only, but I was like 99% creative Minecraft player. So that's I would say I'd probably still be falling into that. Meek, thank you so much for the 8 months. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Has Radish been found? Nope, not yet. Does it say Forever World because you'll keep playing in the world even if you die? No, but this is like it says Forever World because this is like my only single player world I'm going to be playing with until it's done. But also, technically, I know with hardcore, you'd be like, well, you're going to die and it's going to be over, so it's not actually forever ever. True, but there's also a ton of people who have created their Minecraft, quote, forever world recently on YouTube that have already quit their forever worlds in order to start a forever world round 2, and they had not even a half of how many days I have in this Minecraft world. We've been playing in this hardcore world for almost 4 years now. We're over 3.5 years, so I personally think it fits and applies to the title of Forever World when you compare it to everybody else on the Minecraft YouTube space that is claiming Forever World. I feel like we've definitely hit in the point to be able to qualify for that. So next world download will be out on, the goal is the 20, not this coming Thursday, but not next Thursday. So this week is episode 91. The episode I'm working on right now will be out next week. Which will take us to 10,000 days. And then the week after that, I'm going to do a big world tour on the main channel. Just because I want to main channel the 10,000 day world tour. And then the world download will be out with that. So this week, Thursday, next Thursday. What is that? Three Thursday or 2 Thursdays from this Thursday. not this week, not next week, the week after. So 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. Can you imagine build maps for some public servers if you had to play creative? I used to sell server spawns. That was how I funded fun money things in college, and some books and stuff like that was I would build server spawns, usually the landscape for it, and then sell that off to a build team. And then they would finish up making the server spawn and get all the mini game signs and structures built in and everything like that. But yeah, so I used to sell a lot. You gonna update the map room? Yeah, I'll update that next week. Kind of a bummer because none of this will show in it, but maybe the tail edge of the shows. I can't remember. Did you use a lot of World Painter? I used mostly World Machine back in the day, and then brought it into World Painter just to do the masking, and then did a lot of like World Edit and Survival. So I used a decent amount of World Painter. I used to know World Painter extremely well. I do not know it at all anymore. I mean, I could probably figure it out just by messing around and remember things are, but yeah, I did used to use World Painter a good amount. I knew my way around the program pretty well. Yeah, we just paint our own worlds now. We're just painting in gray and brown, and then it's becoming green. Easy. We'll leave that there. That's fine. Cool. 1K spoiler. You guys want a spoiler? I already kind of did it earlier, actually. Day 913 on my Forever World. Starting early January. Been super fun committing to one world. Nice, dude. 1,000 days in a world is huge. That's a really, really fun achievement to get. Definitely looks a lot more blocky, like big square rocks than we have throughout the rest of it, but I think I kind of like the blocky style more, so maybe that means we'll have to go through and add a little bit of block to the rest of these. But that does kind of bring us, that's kind of we need to like bring that out this way a little bit more. That needs to start. Oh yeah, well, because it'll rock there to there will be rock. Of course we want spoilers. Fine, just for Stam. Time for a third map room? I know, right? Well, I guess the spoiler y'all can have here is, I kind of already showed it, but this is getting expanded. So I'm bringing this entire mountain line down, kept that little spiky curve bit going through out here with a few more mounds. That's going to finalize in this one. And then that's going to kind of send itself over here to an even wider one. And then that's going down into the river. We're gonna have, I think I'm gonna also build like a little creek or something that'll come right through here and come down, probably like right there-ish. I don't know. But yeah, so I need to get this done. This is probably what I was gonna start working on next. Why do those blocks look weird? Because they don't exist. They are light magic. We got a lot of stuff done today, though. I'm curious, what are we at? 450,000 dirt placed. Great cascading down that mountain will look cool. Yeah, I just need to find a good origin point for it. Because I didn't really leave space for it in there, so maybe we'll just have it like coming out of like right here. I still do want to redo like this entire area and like this section of this racetrack and like bring the train up. I think would be cool, but I haven't really wanted to start pulling the trigger on that yet. But I've always thought like turning this into a little bit more higher hill. Redo that hill over there that's in the middle of the racetrack. Thought that could always be kind of fun. Are these still loaded? They are. Have you found your horse? I have not. No horse has been found yet. We've checked in here many times. He's not here. You know what? I need to go check if there's a new mini HUD. Oh, hey. Wow, would you look at that? When did that get there? I don't remember. I need to go check if there's a new mini HUD update or not so that I could, because I was using that to keep track of the horse speeds and it helped a lot, but don't have that anymore. Not on this mountain, is he? With all the other horses that have escaped the pen. Oh, there's our dog that we found. He's still chilling, looking at the sun. Watches the sunset every day. No horses are able to get up here, though, I'm pretty sure. Yep, they're trying, though. Their little AI brain is saying, I must climb the mountain. I must climb. Ooh, he's pretty quick. Ooh, he's quick. Oh, he's making his way up there. Wow. Look at them. A few videos ago, you left him or her watching. Yeah, but then I took him to the... I took Radish to the river fishing village. This right down in here. And that's where I thought I had left her, but then at the end of the video, I'm riding back along here. And I don't know where Radish is. So that's where we're at the loss. 'Cause I think... I don't think I had her in the harbor. Hey folks, hope you're sorry. Yeah, so in this video in right here. Somewhere in here. Yeah, because this is I built the road and this is the last known sighting of Radish. Right there. Just haven't seen Radish since. I mean, I thought I left him somewhere, but I don't know what I'm saying, but I'm saying some words. I'm talking about how the cat's sitting up there probably. Gave that guy a horse. Mr. Beards. Oh, Mr. Beardstone got rid of the horse. Yeah, so that's the last sighting of Radish. That's it. I don't know where Radish is. But I guess that means that they're likely over there. I thought I'd ridden them back over after, but I don't know. Radish be swimming with the fishies. I love salmon. We can get a look again. Still be by the cart, like in the city? No, I've checked there. What's plans on the big hill / mountain you're working on, like building wise? I want to do like I think we'll do a town up there. I was gonna say village, but it'll probably be a town, a little bit bigger. A lot of custom landscaping and trees and the works. All right, buddy. Where's Radish? Do you know where Radish is? Do you know the last sighting of Radish? No? Okay. Yeah, Radish, apparently. Hopefully it didn't go up into the powdered snow and die. These iron golems have seen better days. It's just a random campfire that I just had on me when I was flying above this area once, and I just kind of put it down to make it look like there's a camp here. It's just been here forever. There's nothing around it. I just randomly put a campfire for no reason. It's been there for thousands of days. I feel like I need to put a little camp at it now. How close to the next world download? Maybe. Yeah. Stam, when we get into the next world download, whoever finds Radish first and sends me a screenshot wherever Radish is, I will be making a farmhouse for them in the world and putting their name on it as a thank you for finding Radish. So after the world download goes out, if somebody can find Radish fairly quickly, I will be and then I have to verify that Radish is in that spot in... This is an interior for the castle. No. There's doors and there's nothing inside. But yeah, so whoever can find Radish first and then send me a screenshot of where they are, and then I have to go there in this copy of the world, in my version, and find Radish in there too. Whoever does that, they will get a farmhouse dedicated to them. That's the deal I've made to get the search party going. But if I just happen to stumble upon Radish myself when I'm out here, game's over. But with the addition of Distant Horizons, do you think the world would drastically change your creative mode building style? I really hate the look of the LODs that Distant Horizons uses, so I actually have no desire to use it. I don't think it would change my building style. But I don't know. I've only looked at it once or twice in game myself, and I really hated how it looked, so I haven't done it. Bets on which mod finds it first? Yeah. I don't know. Normally I give the mod team the world download a few days early. I might have to change that up this time so it's fair. Yeah, Radish was at the lake, but this build came after the lake. Yeah, the shading on the LODs that they have in Distant Horizons just looks so fake to me. I can very easily tell where actual chunks in the LODs, like when it stops and when it starts, and I hate it. I hate the look of it. Dan, thanks for hanging. Any plans for that river? We're gonna keep tearing this whole thing down, and I do want to keep like extending, like a lot of this out here I want to turn into custom landscape. Like I think like this all is gonna be custom. Eventually this mountain here will be custom. We'll do this one, we'll do up here. I mean, the goal pretty much for eventually is everything more or less within 1,000 blocks of the starter house is gonna be like fully custom, or we're gonna be okay with what it is. Like that would be my happy goal for this world, is everything 1,000 blocks plus or minus around the starter base that I want to change, I have changed. So we'll see where that goes. We'll see if we ever make it to that, but that's the goal. I think on that though, my friends, we're gonna wrap up here because we got a lot of blocks placed in here today. Let's go see how many shulkers that we cleared. Put all of our junk back and see how much we cleared out. And then I'm gonna be probably back pretty quickly to keep working away. But I just got some other work stuff I need to handle before I get out of here. All right, so we've got ourselves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. divvy that between these two. Yeah. There's 7 in there. Did we clear any of stone? Wow, we didn't even clear a single stone box. Yeah, well, whatever. All right, we got 7 new shulker boxes cleared today, though. That's pretty huge. Time to re-up the dirt. Oh, I've got plenty to bring over. Don't worry. There we go. 7 empty boxes. That's a good progress. What's that? Like 15,000 blocks today, probably. We definitely could have been doing more faster, but, you know, we got it. We did some work. Thank you so very much for hanging. Crying the way he doesn't die. The shulkers corresponding to what's in them. Then I have to keep re-dyeing them as I change them around. And then that's where it gets lost because I don't redo them. And then it gets too chaotic. So then the brown shulker box, instead of having dirt in it, will then have glass in it. And then the black one, which had all the gunpowder in it, then has deep slide and blah, blah. It's just all over the place. But thank you so very much for hanging today, my friends. I really do appreciate it. Y'all have been absolutely awesome. Thank you so very much for being here for the stream. I'm gonna keep working on this one. New video will be out this Thursday. Hope y'all are gonna enjoy it and all that good stuff. But with that, my friends, I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye.